Hey everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers and three guests that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I'm your host, Nick. I'm joined as always by my useless brother, Josh.
Useless. At least I can do the Ricardo turn correctly.
I'm a little flimsy on my
You
Ricardo
do it
turn.
every week. Don't even give me that.
Let me see yours. Let me fucking see yours. Okay, that
Yeah,
was pretty
Yeah.
good. That
better.
was
Yeah.
so wait, you got to do the
You got to do like a little bob with it.
There we go.
That much better.
but I can
Much
I can
better.
sway. I can sway better. That thanks for the reminder. I need to rewatch Ricardo Has Friends Over. It's been too long.
Yes.
Great video. As I said before, Josh interrupted and said I do a terrible Ricardo turn. We have guests today. We are joined by the wonderful, actually, they're all returning, the wonderful returning guests, Mike Lunn and Jeremy Strauss, both from the old Switcheroo, and then Matt Fresh, editor at Hard Drive and host of Stand and Watch. Gentlemen, welcome.
Yay, thank you for having us. This is gonna be awesome.
Nick is just forcing me to be here.
I'm so sorry. He does that to me every week.
I was wondering what his shtick for this episode was going to be. I now know what he's going to do the entire episode. And then, yeah, Mike is here as well. Hi, Mike.
I am mostly here to have an argument about one game because I've watched how the last couple game episodes of this has gone. So,
Oh no, I think I know what game it is. We'll save that. So what we're doing here today is we're doing Game of the Decade so far. It's been 5 years. It feels like 20 years because of COVID at the beginning of the decade, but we're going through 2020 through 2025 up to June 30th, and we're going to pick the top 20 games in that time frame. There are going to be a couple screwballs in there. I promise I'm going to throw one or two right out the gate. But we're going to sit here. We're going to pick the top 20. We're going to whittle it down. Got about 50 games here to talk about. Who's excited?
I mean, I am.
Sure.
I also have a game that I'm gonna hill I'm gonna die on. So I'm curious, Mike, what yours is gonna be. This is gonna be fun.
I think I know Mike's just based off of like the game that I've given the most hate over this last week. If Mike listened to the 2 episodes so far, I think I know, especially today's, I think I know what episode or what game he's backing.
Now, for my knowledge and for your listeners, right? Are we debating the quality, the cultural impact? What's our decisions based on?
Just cultural impact, if it's something that we're going to be talking about 10 years from now, if it's just a great game, just at the end of the day, it's like I tell Josh with our game of the year stuff, it's our list. So if we want to break rules or put something up there that it's not getting put anywhere else, that's our prerogative. But
He says that, but then he's going to argue with you and say, no, your game selection is terrible, and here's why.
no, I'm not that guy. I don't do that.
Oh, so it's just with me.
Yeah, just with Josh. Before we get into the list, though, I wanted everyone, all the guests, to take time to sell folks on what you guys do around the internet and the places they can find you. So I know we've got Mike and Jeremy both here from the old Switcheroo. So if one of you want to take that, or if you want to do some cute synchronized thing together with it, that works as well too. Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, it's fine. We're the old switcheroo, or we're talking gaming retro with Mike and JMO.
I'm Mike.
And I'm JMO, and we're working through all of the Nintendo Switch Online Nintendo Classics catalog. So that's Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, and Nintendo 64. And the nice thing about the podcast is that all of those games are easily accessible if you subscribe. So play along with us. Come be on our show. And we've had the Smashing Game Time boys on. They came and talked about Zombies Ate My Neighbors in Season 2. So if you're listening to this, you're probably fond of them. So come listen to our episode and see if there's anything else that pulls you in. Mike, did I miss anything?
I think that covers it. I think our main thing is sort of at the end, we do one to a couple episode or a couple games an episode with the hope of kind of saying which games are actually worth still checking out, which games aren't.
Yeah, Nintendo or Nintendo.
Jeremy, I'm just glad you didn't mention the sequel to Zombies Ate My Neighbors because that game is just god awful.
Let's set the record straight. Josh and I teamed up against you and Mike to say that that's actually a Nintendo.
And
hey, Mike, what was the final vote?
Let's see. The turnout on those polls, that was probably one vote by you in favor of it.
Yeah, democracy.
It's still democracy gets things wrong. I mean,
Hey.
Said it before and I said it again. Democracy just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. We need a new system. Speaking of the Nintendo's and Nintendon'ts, Matt Fresh also has a Patreon newsletter, kind of a retro flavored thing. Matt, can you tell us about that and other stuff that you're up to around the
Oh,
internet?
oh yeah, I have a Substack where I write little I don't know, they're like little journal entries about me going through my backlog. Sometimes they're old games and sometimes they're not.
It's called Backlog Busted, right? You do so much stuff, I lose track.
It's called backlog busting.
Sexy.
Yeah,
Doesn't make you feel good.
it does. Backlog busting makes me feel good.
That's actually his catchphrase. And do you have a thing where you say to do it or not to do it? I think I've read the previous. I think I read Gun, and like the verdict at the end was backlog busted, or you got
Yeah,
it out of your backlog.
I just write at the end, like if I finished it, its backlog has been busted. If I like abandoned it, it was like fuck this, it sucks. It's abandoned. I think one game I put back in my backlog.
Uh, what was the game that was in your backlog the longest before you finally busted it?
Oh fuck. Epic Mickey was in my backlog so long that I busted it by playing the remake.
Nice. I've been in that boat, and that game's pretty cool.
I just accept that backlog's always going to exist. Like, it's a dangerous Steam. Like, I bought Skyrim when it was $5 because that felt like irresponsible not to, and I have never bothered to try playing Skyrim, and that has been in there for quite some time.
You don't have to. I feel like everyone just is aware of Skyrim through osmosis. Like you're aware of like the different fights. You can't name anything out of like the Dark Hand missions or the one where you become a werewolf, but otherwise everyone's just like, yeah, there are dragons and like there are giants, and if they hit you wrong, you'll fly across the world.
Well, I mean,
Matt, what else?
that's every year though. I mean, look at we got Witcher 3, we've got Elden Ring,
I could
Bloodborne. I mean, dear God, you can name all
I,
those games, and if you haven't played it, you at least have some type of thing.
I can name Witcher stuff. Matt, anything else you want to talk about before we get into this list?
N no, I'm assuming that you mention our podcast on this podcast every week, right?
All the time I say stand and
Yeah.
watch, guys. I'm over there. I'm over there
Uh,
standing and watching. Get
I
over
yeah,
there.
I just I go about my life assuming that every time you have a chance to speak, you bring it up.
As soon as that GQ article dropped, I was like, guys, I was in GQ. Well, like I did the whole episode with my shirt off. I was like, guys, come on. I was in GQ for stand and watch. Let's get some earballs over there.
It should be noted that that interview did increase our listenership by at least 3.
Nice.
Jesus, that's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a
Yeah.
I mean,
lot.
you're being all snarky, but that's a lot for us. So,
That-
I'll take those 3 any day.
That's not independent movie and game media all coming together. I love it, you
Yeah.
guys. Look at that.
Yeah. We're
Why-
coming for you, Dax Shepard.
We're
Why
coming
don't you
for
remind
Dak.
us what that podcast does?
Oh, Stand and Watch. We are a dad movie podcast. We basically watch a dad movie and decide how much of a dad movie it actually is. There's fun, there's guests. We had Jeremy Adams from DC Comics on recently. We've got a few more guests coming up as well. We're getting ready to do a special Superman episode, actually. We're recording that tomorrow. And Superman movie is fine. It's okay.
Oh, the newer one?
No, this is the 1978 one. Every once in a while, Matt's like, hey, you got to watch an old movie. And I'm like, really? But we got all these new movies. Why do I need to watch this old movie?
Yeah, we have a wheel of movies, and I'm always putting like old movies on. He's like, "What? Why are you trying to make me watch a movie that came out before 1995?"
Why are you making me watch this movie about superheroes and journalism when we just watched all the President's Men? We already watched that. We don't
Every
need
single one of them?
every single one of them.
All of the men.
All of them.
All of the presidents.
All of them. All of them. And nothing's gonna beat Nice Guys, so that's how I feel.
You ranked Heather's above Nice Guys.
Heather's, yeah, you know what, you're right. Heather's is I I'm a messy bitch, okay? This is
You don't
Go-
even know. You don't
this
even
is-
know.
This is GOTYSO week. I'm just a messy bitch. I'm allowed to do that. This is the end of the week. I've got 8 hours of podcasting under my belt already this week. I'm just gonna be messy the rest of the night. Why don't we get into this list, gentlemen? We're gonna be here a little bit. We got 50 games. We're gonna whittle it down to 20. I might even add a game or two. Might fuck around and fight one of these motherfuckers before the night's over. So, game of the decade so far from 2020 to 2025. And here are the nominees. We've got Hades, The Last of Us Part 2, Iron Harvest, Hi-Fi Rush, Cult of the Lamb, Dave the Diver, Banana, Marvel Snap, Little Gator Game, Slay the Princess, Thirsty Suitors, Cocoon, Pizza Tower, Baldur's Gate 3, Boyfriend Dungeon, Nobody Saves the World, Signalis, Multiverses, Loop Hero, Frostpunk 2, Inscription, Halo Infinite, Alan Wake 2, RE8, RE4 Remake, Hurdle, Balatro, Vampire Survivors, Blueprints, I have a feeling that's Mike's favorite, Chance of Sonar, Ghosts of Tsushima, A Plague Tale Requiem, It Takes Two, Split Fiction, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Final Fantasy 16? Is that XVI? Is that okay?
Yep.
Good. Cruisin' Blast, great song by the way, Matt. We loved that. We were belling
Did
our
it
heads
win?
to that.
Did it win?
No, it did
It was-
not.
Fuck you.
It
Fuck
was
you
top
all.
5. It was
I'm
top
leaving.
5.
I'm
It was
leaving.
top 5. Cyberpunk 2077, Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Wonder, Sonic Frontiers, Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, Marvel Midnight Suns, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Wasteland 3, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Call of the Sea, Citizen Sleeper, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Psychonauts 2, Immortality, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Power Wash Simulator, TMT Shredder's Revenge, Atomfall, Metaphor, Call of Duty Warzone, Mario Kart World, Elden Ring, Monster Train 2, Street Fighter 6, Against the Storm, Helldivers 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, UFO 50, The Lord of the Rings Golem. How'd this get in here? Risk of Rain 2, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I think that's our first repeat. We got one already. It's out of here. Get it out of here. Yeah, we did it. Thrill of the Fight 2, F-Zero 99, Half-Life Alyx, Metroid Dread, Returnal, and Horizon Forbidden West. Oof,
Wow.
that's a list.
Hey, before you deleted that repeat, guess how many games that actually was?
How many games was that?
69.
I'm gonna give you the knuckle. There we
But
go.
now it's 68, so we gotta put something else in there.
Cat is trying to sabotage the podcast. All right, so I think the easiest way to do this is everyone pick one that you want to fucking get off this list. And if there's no one there to defend it, we get rid of it. If there's someone there to defend it, you gotta fucking fight.
Okay, I just want to hear who picked it. Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Who's the son of a bitch?
Someone's trolling.
I think it was Johnny.
Are you? I mean, because if you're coming from the aspect of like, hey, this is so bad, we should remember it. This should be on a top 20, so we know not to do it again. I could see that. But if you're just being a troll, it's got to go.
Now, this is a do not repeat the sins of the father, but get that shit off my list.
All right. Lord of the Rings Gollum, surprised you were here to begin with. You got to go. Lord of the Rings Gollum is out. What is Josh?
Yes.
Pick one. You don't. Gollum doesn't count because that
Okay, that's fine.
fine.
Can you scroll up a little bit for me? I want to get some more of the list.
I know.
I'm not gonna do Wordle. Relax. I'll save that for later. Man, but banana. I mean, yes,
Banana.
I get the memes, but banana. Let's.
But Josh, you have the most hours out of everyone here on Banana.
Just because I do doesn't mean I don't. All right.
Like there were a few times where we were getting together for a podcast. And I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm clicking on Banana. Hold on, I got to unlock this skin."
Hey, I made $3 doing that. All right.
It's a free game, right?
It's a free game. Yes.
All right, Banana, you were fun. You were a fun little meme, but you got to go. Mike, pick one.
All right. I will kill Multiverses.
Yeah, I was
Multiverses
gonna
will
back
kill-
that.
Multiverses will kill multiverses.
Yeah, they
man,
already
you don't
did
want-
it.
you
We're
don't wanna
just
anger those
declaring
fans.
death.
All three of
Well, they'll just go back to Nick since he pissed them off already.
them. Yeah, they don't like me.
Yeah.
All right,
I liked the game with terms of potential, but it just
Yeah, that
I'm
one
not
is kind of
surprised it's dead.
heartbreaking because it had all the makings of something that could have been huge for a very long time, and it was just mismanaged. And that's going to come up in a couple other games, I think, on this list. But I second that.
Yeah, having it and then taking it away and be like, hey, we're gonna come back. We promise. That doesn't do any. Your player base is already there. What are you doing? Just keep it.
But they did that, and then they're gone again.
Yeah. Like coming back didn't do. Going away and coming back didn't do you any favors. But I agree, Multiverses is gone. Matt,
Um, I'm getting rid of Warzone.
Aw.
oh,
I added that one.
rebuttal.
On the basis of what? It's just a battle royale. It's just a reiteration.
It's just Call of Duty copying PUBG and Fortnite. Like, what's it doing? Nothing.
I mean, you got that Call of Duty gunplay, though. It's way better than either of those other two games.
It's not even as good as Apex.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
I just felt the need to put it in there because of how big of a deal it is in the battle royale space.
I
Yeah.
agree. It definitely outlasted PUBG. It's to a sense, you could almost argue it's, as far as concurrent player counts, it's done better than Apex, but at the same time, it really hasn't done anything different. It's just you put the Call of Duty skin on it and say, "Yep, this is the game," and then really they haven't done anything that's revolutionized the.
Yeah, like it still plays like Call of Duty. It's the
Yeah.
same game you've played for 20 years.
I mean, that's kind of the appeal, I thought. But I mean, for me, the game peaked at the Godzilla versus Kong event. Did anyone ever check that one out?
I did. That was the
Remember
only
that,
reason why I
Josh?
checked it. Yeah, I did.
It was wild because Godzilla and Kong were on the map and they were as big as they are in universe. And so like Godzilla would do his fire breath and kill a third of the entire map in like one
But-
blast.
But to that point, then they basically just did what Fortnite does. Fortnite has just this huge event going on, and a lot of times it's more just watching than it is interactive like that. But it didn't really do anything. It's like, oh, we're going to take Godzilla and Kong because we paid to have this event in our game, so we're just going to do it.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. They added Seth Rogen, and then John. Did I say John McCain? Not John McClane with his shoe, like no shoes. I thought that was pretty neat.
If they add John McCain, we can put it on this list.
Can we get a Dick Cheney in there while we're at it?
POW John McCain is joining the war zone.
John McCain, you can get Cheney, get Sarah Palin.
Yeah, but the Cheney outfit though makes you like, shoot your teammates accidentally. So like that's like a debuff.
Well, no, you get points for that.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
Can I have a Jeb Bush that his winning emote is please clap? All right, are we getting rid of Warzone?
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, your turn. Kill a game.
Well, I'm gonna play it a little safe, but maybe it's not because this game's super beloved. But I think kind of on principle, we gotta axe RE4 remake because the reason that game is so good is because of the game that was made 20 plus years ago.
I mean,
I think.
No, go ahead, finish.
I was just gonna say, calling a remake the game of the year, unless it's like Final Fantasy VII remake, where it's a new game. I don't like the idea of refining an old game and still, because then it's gonna be Elden Ring every couple years. So
I mean, I get it, but they're not doing the typical remake. Like, you don't have to look like at Dead Space, where it's basically a 1-for-1 remake. You're
Right.
getting, like, yes, some of it was very similar. I mean, there's probably like 75% true to its original. However, they also didn't make it a strictly action. They really went toward the horror aspect.
yeah.
So
And
I
to
mean,
clarify, I don't think this is worse than other games on this list still. I just don't want to try
No.
to eliminate something because I don't know it.
no, I get it. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, we got to get down to 20. We have 40 something to go. There's other titles in here. Like, yeah, it's had its moment to shine. Yeah, I'm fine with it going, but I just wanted to clarify. Like, it's still pretty good. It's
Yeah.
different enough. It's not Final Fantasy VII different, but it's different.
And I'd like to argue that RE4 was Skyrim before Skyrim was Skyrim because they were putting that thing out on everything.
Yeah.
Every other year there was hey, we got RE4 running on the iPad, you guys.
Hold on though, but when they did that, when they came out on the GameCube, you only had the Chicago typewriter and the Matilda and the hand cannon. Then it got onto the PlayStation. And they're like, hey, now we're gonna throw in the laser gun. I forget what that one was called.
You're splitting hairs, Josh.
I'm just saying they at least added features. It's not like Skyrim's like, yeah, we're gonna release the same thing, but we're gonna call it something slightly different.
Hey, they added fishing 15 years later. You got to give them credit.
Yeah.
Wait, that game has fishing now?
Yeah. You
Oh,
gotta
keep it on
pay
the
an
list.
you gotta pay an extra $20, but you can get it.
It's the most
Jesus.
relaxing fishing game you've ever played. I'm getting rid of RE4 remake, Josh.
That's
All right.
fine. I said that was fine. I was
My
just wanting to
turn.
clarify.
My turn. I'm going to vote to get rid of. Oh, so many that I do want to get rid of here. My vote to get rid of would be Final Fantasy 16.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Really? Really, you're gonna go to bat for Final Fantasy? I guess you just did lose RE4 remake.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Rebuttal. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
now-
pissed.
So
So my argument is that it's just not very like I was more interested in 15. I liked the bro dynamics. It was just a bro. Someone at Square Enix had watched like all 3 hangovers and they were like, let's do a road trip Final Fantasy. And I was really into that. 16 there someone was watching Game of Thrones and they wanted to do it. I don't know. I had my Game of Thrones. It was called Game of Thrones. I don't need that in Final Fantasy, Josh.
but it was so good. So good.
You got
I
anything
think-
else?
I think to Nick's point though, like a lot of the other Final Fantasies have an identity that extends out into gamer culture. Like he said, oh, it's the bro road trip one. Oh, this is the girl band one. I just feel like Final Fantasy 16 just isn't in the discussion like games in the past.
Well, no,
been.
that is. It's the this is the one where you see genitals.
Well, no.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Final
minute.
Fantasy Final Fantasy 16 made an incredibly important contribution to gaming. It introduced us all to Ben Starr.
Yeah.
Really? Was
Yes.
that his first role?
It was just-
First big
it
one?
was first big one. Like that's when we were like, hey, this guy rules.
This guy knows what he's doing. But is a game giving us the first like are we looking back at Troy Baker's first game and being like, man, this is the game that brought us Troy Baker?
No,
Yeah,
because
you
he's
kind of
annoying.
you love Ben Starr more than you love this game, I think. So I would reluctantly support Nick's decision.
Well, here, let me ask this. Besides me, who else has played Final Fantasy 16?
I have.
What did you? I mean, did you enjoy it? Other than Ben Starr, did you enjoy it for what it was?
Oh no, I loved it. I put it on this list. I'm not going to argue for it, but
All
Josh, you
right.
didn't even put it on this list. What the fuck are you doing?
It's because it was already on the list. How am I supposed to put it on the list twice?
Apparently, you could put
somebody did
duplicates
it-
on here.
Somebody did
Yeah,
it for
we're for Tears
Zelda.
of the Kingdom, right, Mike?
I'm just saying. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna fight up and down for Claire Obscure, so that's fine. You can remove Final Fantasy 16, but just know that you guys have all gone down a level. My respect for you has just dwindled a little bit.
I'm Canadian. I'm not here to fight anybody. You're all
Does it-
correct.
Does it
Happy
make you
Canada
feel
Day.
better if I tell you I haven't played Final Fantasy 16 because I haven't played any of the others? Or is that worse?
No,
Look,
you're fine. You're
Every-
untainted. You're untainted.
everybody has gaps in knowledge.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I can't argue with it. I mean, that's fine. You're safe from this. So if anything, you're still net neutral. Everybody else, though, just down a little.
I'm uncomfortable with it. I
Never,
co-host a podcast with this guy. And he's a retro gaming podcast. He's never played a single Final Fantasy. Like, that's
mean,
kind of impressive.
and you don't have to.
That's
Mike.
very
Never-
impressive. Seeing
never
as
touch
like
it.
the first 6 are like exclusively, or not exclusively now, but they were exclusively Nintendo.
Yeah, I guess so.
It'd be funny if he was like, yeah, the only Final Fantasy I've actually played is Crystal Chronicles.
Well,
That game's dope. I love that game.
Yeah. Well, I'd be more impressed if he's like, yeah, the only one I actually played was Stranger's Paradise. But like, really?
That'd be
I'm the-
cool.
The
I
only
feel
one
like
I
more
played is
people played
Chocobo
that.
Dungeon.
Oh God.
All right. My first devil's advocate here is I know that we have games from 2020 to 2025. And I wanted to open the gates here. Is there any game before that anyone thinks belongs on this list? We'll go in reversed order this time. I do. And so we'll do the way we'll do this. And I know we're not trying to expand this list much further. This is just the one time I'm going to ask. I say that because the game that comes to mind for me that was released before 2020 that is very much a 2020s game is Among Us.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah, and I was like, why isn't it not here? But you're right.
So we'll do popular vote. So
Now
just
wait,
show,
was that showing release when it was still in beta, or is that showing it when it finally went 1.0?
I think it was out in 2019, but it didn't become popular until everyone was locked down, coughing and hacking and dying.
So that was 1.0. But it was in 2020 then technically.
No, it's like going back and looking at it, it was 2019. The game wasn't 1.0 because you remember when the game went big, then they were like, "Yeah, we're working on a sequel, by the way."
Well,
And
yeah,
then
because they finally got it out of beta.
and then
Because it was
rightfully,
still sitting in 1.0, or it
well,
wasn't sitting in
it,
1.0.
Josh, it was released before 2020, is what I'm saying, and I'm trying to make an argument for it being on this list.
And I'm trying to give you the easy hands or whatever.
I don't
Just
want
put it
the
on
easy
damn
hand. I don't
Just
want
put it on the damn list. You're gonna do it anyway. This is what I'm talking about, guys.
It was ported in 2020 and 21.
Initial release date June 15th, 2018. Josh,
That's pretty far out of the decade.
You know what? I'm not gonna argue about this. Just put it on the damn list. It's gonna get removed here in the next 30 anyway.
No, that's what this section is for. Is like if everyone's like, "No, fuck you, Nick," then it doesn't get added.
I mean, I fuck you, Nick. Who else?
I will
That is
gently
allowed.
fuck Nick.
That is
Gently
allowed.
fuck him. Because that game's great, but there's also like not much to it beyond its cultural impact. So I don't know, reaching that far back in time just to get it on here.
Yeah, so next he's gonna throw up oh god, what was the one with the little pink dudes?
Jeremy, it's 2 years. You're acting like I'm reaching back to 2008. You're like,
Talk to your neighbor about that. 2 years makes a big difference.
You went back 3 housing crises to grab this game.
What was the other one that was like big right before that? It was the pink guys. You did all like the
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. There, yeah, Fall Guys.
Fall Guys came out in 2020, Josh.
Well, why isn't it on this list?
2019.
Fall Guys came out in June 2020.
We got to add that to the list.
It is pretty fun. I still play Fall Guys from time to time. I will add Fall Guys.
Damn it.
That's the missing piece.
Did I unironically add something to the list?
You did.
You
So
could have
Josh
done that
just
when
added-
we were at 68 and fixed things, but no, you waited.
You waited. So
It
Josh
should have been so nice.
Josh just added Fall Guys. I failed to add Among Us. Does anyone have anything from before 2020 they would like to try to get on this list?
Have you guys heard of Ocarina of Time? I know it's a
Fuck
bit
you.
before 2020.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, Jeremy.
I won't say it's big now, Minecraft, but that
Right.
it
That's
won't
why you
die.
can't. That's why you can't do
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Minecraft's tough.
And Fortnite, like
Fortnite.
So.
What say you, Matt?
I say no. I respect the definitions of words, and I know what the word decade means.
You son of a bitch. All right, let's all right, so then we deleted. What game is that? What is everyone's number one on this list? Whoever wants to go first on that, we'll bold it. We'll keep it. We'll put a little star next to it. Do whatever to make sure you know that it's special.
Number one?
What is your number one? What is the game that you will murder everyone in the Zoom for if they were to try and delete it?
I mean, my number one, I have incredibly mixed feelings about. So that's why I don't know if that qualifies. But I'll die on this hill. Marvel Snap is the best digital card game to have come out in like a freaking decade. Like once you get into that game, the speed of the matches is so addicting to the point that any other card game feels like you're playing it underwater. Matches take so much longer than they need to. But they've just botched the monetization and they're just taking advantage of their whales way too much. And so there's like this gross thing happening in the Marvel Snap community, but the gameplay of Marvel Snap, I'll fight any of you guys on deleting that from this list.
Is a lot of the monetization surrounded? Is it around the variant art? Because I remember what's the bad one that everyone hated when it was originally? Was it the Mike Hip? The Mike Hip.
Oh, Dan Hip.
The Dan Hips. There's a very cartoony jelly bean mouths that were just felt out of place. Is it mainly that? Is it mainly the art, or is it kind of going like a pay to win type thing?
Well, so yeah, like the cosmetics, the buying the arts and cards, like the community embraces that because like I mean, yeah, there's the Dan Hips and like the pixel ones, but there's a lot of really beautiful artwork that people are excited to like show off, and I want to support that artist, so I'm going to buy their card. They recently did a limited time event where you could win one of the best cards in the game. It's a new card, and in order to get the card for free, if you're a free to play player, you would need to play 8 hours a day for 9 days in a row to get it for free. And if you're not willing to do that, you're paying out of pocket to supplement And the company's response is, "Oh no, you're playing for a discount. Sorry, we didn't tell you that. But your limited time event is to get a discount on this card." And everyone's like, "Wow, you're really just milking us for all we're worth." But so that's why I asked initially, like, what are we basing these games on? Because gameplay wise, I think Marvel Snap is absolutely god tier, but everything surrounding the game has gotten kind of gross.
I was very addicted to it when it first came out. It was to the point where I had it on my phone, I have it on Steam, and like if I were sitting here and my phone died, I would just switch over to Steam and play it from there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you the meta because I completely fell off 2 years ago. But there was a year where I was buying every battle pass and playing. I probably played a good 2 hours a day for a year.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. It's very fast. I liked my Thanos deck. I really liked. I think I had a Fantastic Four deck that I liked playing a little bit. I like it, Jeremy. I might go to bat with on this game with you if it comes down to it later on. Uh,
Okay.
who else has their top dog that they want to bring up so we can strike it down? I've got one, and if you guys fucking touch it, I'll kill you. It's called the Little Gator Game. This game is fucking adorable. It's just about playing it. You can beat the whole game in 3 hours. There's no enemies. There's no combat. The enemies are little cardboard cutouts that you can strike down and like pick up the pieces and use those to buy like cute little outfits. You can get around this island, like on your like you can slide down your shield. This is just a cute little fun exploration game about playing and going out and having fun. And I think more games should be like it. And I hope those guys are working on something new.
All I'm hearing is Wordle's up for grabs to remove.
Do you
You
think,
showed your hand.
Nick, do you think people are going to talk about Little Gator Game 10 years from now? Because in my mind, a game of a decade would be remembered going forward.
I think so. But I also think it's going to come down to what that dev team does. Because I think if honestly their second game comes out and it's this big thing, people will flock to Little Gator Game and be like, "Oh wow, this was the building block." And I mean, I'm looking at other games I would have gone to bat for, like Iron Harvest. I would definitely say people will remember Little Gator Game over Iron Harvest, even though I have 700 hours on Iron Harvest for some reason.
I mean, I think you just said delete Iron Harvest. That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
that's what I heard.
As much as it pains me, I will let go of it. That was the game that got me through COVID. That was my YouTuber. That was my niche. That was my niche. It
Yeah.
still kind of is my niche. It's my videos are still popping off over there for some reason. Nobody plays that game though.
So I'll go ahead and choose mine. I'm gonna go with Clear Obscure. That's my number one right now.
Recency bias.
I know, but hear me out. Indie developer, ex Ubisoft employee or employees. I can't remember if it was just a handful or if it was one particular. They've shown not only can an indie developer go up to bat and demolish these AAA companies or quadruple A in one particular company's X company's eyes, but they've also shown that, hey, just because you put a lot of work into your game doesn't mean you have to follow everybody else's path and charge $70-$80. Like, we're gonna go ahead and charge you $50.
Isn't the guy that runs this company a nepo baby?
They're all nepo babies.
I
They're
mean,
all
yeah.
they're all nepo babies at this point. Before anyone else gets into Clear Obscure, I just want to let it be known Josh has only played through like early parts of Act 1, so let's be careful on the spoilers.
If you ruin it, I will cry and leave.
I knew this was going to come up just because of how you can't escape this game in gamer culture right now. Everyone's talking about this game.
Mhm.
So I played it today, Josh. I played up until I played the prologue. Everyone knows the premise, right? We can talk about the premise of the
Yep.
game. Mike, are you aware?
Yeah, I'm Googling things for totally unrelated reasons. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, it is that one. Okay.
Yeah, the giant rock, and everyone has a giant number on it. And Josh, once a year, the number goes down by one, and everyone who is that age or older, well, I guess they're not older because there's no one left. Everyone who's that age dies. And so the population's getting younger and younger. That's just the premise for the RPG game. But just playing the prologue.
So it's like Logan's Run meets like New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of. but just the tension build of just the prologue part of the game, and it's basically the tutorial.
Mhm.
But my heart was in my throat the entire time because of how well acted it is.
Mhm.
The graphics are incredibly detailed. And I can just tell Josh, this game is going to make me cry like a baby.
Oh, I mean, I teared up for sure. And then I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you've all listened to the episodes, but Charlie Cox as Gustav. I mean, I didn't even know it was him.
That's Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
He
That is
literally-
incredible.
He literally did an article. He's like, yeah, I don't want to be praised for it because it was literally only 4 hours of work. And I'm like, for 4 hours of work and you did that? That is
Wow.
impressive.
I mean, it's more nuts that like under modern voice acting NDAs that like he can't say anything for years and years and years until the game comes out. I think he did all his voice acting work in 23. Yeah, I think it was back in 23, like during the writer and actor strike. Uh, this is a great game. I mean, I'm almost done with it. I think you can remove that it's a great game from like the narrative of this is going to be the game that saves gaming, just because you see, I mean, you see that fallacy so much in movies where a big horror movie comes out, like Megan 2 years ago, and everyone's like, everyone's got to be doing horror movies like this. Why is nobody doing horror movies like this? And then a bunch of people do those horror movies and nobody sees them. So just, I think that narrative of like this is how you do it, I think that's just a little far fetched.
No, so no, I'm not saying like this is not the game that's going to save the industry. It's not. It takes more than one game, but I do think this is going to make people go, "Oh, maybe I don't need to buy from Ubisoft or from EA. Maybe I should start looking at all these indie developers and all of their games and give them a try because for $50, like you're getting more than you bargained for."
I
And
like
that's
that.
just with story and plot and graphic. I mean, literally, it's like for $50, you're getting something that is what is in my opinion truly quadruple A quality. And it's like it's hard to believe because it's like you just hear indie develop and you're like, okay, it's either going to be some type of like a retro pixel or it's just going to be like a throwback to a different console, like a PS1 graphics, or you know what I mean? Like they do some type of throwback most of the time. And then you're in this, you're like, holy shit, like if you had no idea that it was done by a indie developer, you'd be like, wow, who did this? It looks like Square Enix, or it looks like I mean, just name anybody else who does turn-based RPGs.
Square Enix now. It's
Yeah,
just
right.
them.
It's like just I think
them.
it's just Square Enix now, but I don't know off the top of my head beyond that.
No,
So,
I like that. I like that side of the argument. I don't think that's a side that I've seen too much of, where it's you're basically saying the normies pick it up and they're like, "Who did this? Square Enix? No, this is some
Yeah.
small guy." I like that side of it. I haven't seen too much of that side. I do like that, Josh. You made a good point. I'm gonna give you a snap. I'm gonna give you a little treat the next time I see you.
yeah,
Oh,
I have
good
a
boy.
potentially dangerous question, but I think it's a good one to ask.
Oh,
What do we eliminate from this list based on how good Clair Obscur is? What other RPGs don't measure up? Are there any on this list that
I don't.
are in the similar category, but they ain't Clair Obscur?
I don't think we have many on this list. I mean, I did the hard part and got rid of Final Fantasy 16 for everybody. You're welcome. But I'm
Well,
looking.
Well, I mean, not maybe like if we're going like truly RPG, I mean, Cyberpunk 2077, for example, like it had a very rough start, but it has
Yeah.
since redeemed itself with, I mean, just finally being playable.
But like Marvel Midnight Suns, we've seen what that game has to offer, and it's cool, but it ain't game of the decade.
No, the same thing with Wasteland 3 at that point, because it's essentially the same game, just different skin, different premise.
So snip snip,
Who wait, who are we snipping?
Midnight Suns and Wasteland.
I'm okay with Midnight Suns and Wasteland if everyone else is. Where let me see if I can find them on here. We got too many games. We got all these games.
Do you need me to go on there and do it? Because I see them both.
I can do
Yeah,
it.
go ahead and do that, Josh. So Marvel Midnight Suns is gone. And then Wasteland 3, which I do want to try Wasteland 3. The funny thing about Wasteland 3 is when I became aware of Wasteland 3, I didn't know there was a Wasteland 2 or there was a Wasteland 1. I didn't know those were a thing. So let's see. We've got 3 people's please keep demands. I think we still need Matt's and Mike's, if I'm not mistaken. Not all at the same time, gentlemen.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
correct.
All right. Let's get this over with because it's
Oh no, no, Mike, no, Mike, don't do it.
I was tossing up between two, but honestly, of the two, this is the funnier one.
Always something you want to hear before someone's about to make a point.
Yeah.
Welcome to my hell.
Yeah. No. For me, blueprints. Like, and I get where you're like, this is not my speed. I got to write things down. Like, I got a full notebook. Like for me, this is it's what I feel like I missed out on by not having access to like Myst in the mid 90s. But
Okay.
it's also a roguelite.
I think it's the roguelite that just kills it for me. Like I remember hearing about it and being like, man, Blueprint sounds awesome. And then just the fact that every day resets and it's like, oh, so basically everything I do that first day is nothing. The only stuff I'm getting to keep is like my knowledge up here. I'm not keeping anything else.
I also tried blueprints today. So to prepare for this, first of all, I made sure I was late, and second of all, I downloaded as many of these on Game Pass as I could. And Mike, I played about half an hour of Blueprints today, and super intriguing premise. You're exploring this mansion. If you can find the 46th hidden room, the mansion is yours. But the twist is that every day you explore it, the mansion's layout is different because you're drawing cards from a deck to build the mansion every single day. And I multiple times ran out of passageways. I ran out of doors to explore with 30 turns to go, and that was a very frustrating feeling. So is Nick correct that there is no meta progression? It's just your skill gets better.
No, there's a lot more that changes as that goes on.
Okay.
Yeah, you eventually, and I'll try to tread lightly because the spoilers are weird with
Yeah.
this one, but there are like little side rooms that you'll unlock that'll kind of like give you options to unlock rooms that kind of help curb some of that early game fatigue that I was feeling.
Yeah.
I think I would also say that one of the things that, as far as this is more the knowledgey bits, but like when you start, there are multiple puzzles that you can really be dealing with. One of them is how you get to that 46th room, but there's a bunch of other puzzles that persist. So like there are things where I think, yeah, this is vague enough. There are things I was writing down, not knowing why, and I was in 20 or 30 hours into that game. It's like, oh, pieces are falling into place. And it's that, like, I had a bunch of time waiting to find out someone else I knew who was playing it, and it played enough that I could be like, I need to talk about this because I don't want to be like looking at guys. I just want to be like, where are you and what thoughts are you having? Because these are the thoughts I'm having.
This is one of those games where when I was playing it, Reddit would recommend its subreddit every once in a while. And I'd see what someone was posting about, and I'd be like, "What batshit crazy thing is this?" Because the other thing I disliked about it when I was playing it is you go into a room, and you're like, "Oh, I bet you, I'm in this loft. Bet you there's a bunch of stuff I can do in here." And no, it's just, "Oh, hey, you can pick up a gem." But then you eventually get to a point where you're like, "Oh, like there's a secret candle I can pull in this room, or there's this thing I can do over here." And it's just, it kind of, I don't know, it took me out of it. I wasn't looking for secrets. And maybe it was my error in how I was playing the game. I was just like, get me to room 46. Get me out of this fucking mansion. I hate my great uncle. I hate this old schmuck who left me this fucking nightmare of a mate. This House of Leaf ass house. Get me out of here.
Yeah. Now it's the point where it's like each time I start, it's like, well, we're gonna see which rooms tell me which of like 5 goals I'm still chasing I'm gonna follow now.
Like, I think the reason why it's not game of the decade, as much as I'll die for you, Mike, is that it's like I ran into a puzzle and it was like, oh, you have to buy this much fruit from the kitchen and leave the change in the pantry. And it's like buy 5 bananas and this and this and that. And then I go into the kitchen and I can't buy things on the list. Like the food they was telling me to buy was not available for purchase. So that puzzle was unsolvable that run.
Um, I, to my knowledge, I believe you fundamentally misunderstood that room.
All right. Now
I
he's just
can't
being
say
an
for
asshole.
certain with that game, but
All right, I say kill Blueprints because Mike's pissing me off, making me look stupid. I probably am
Blueprints
though.
Blueprints lives to fight just a little while longer.
All right.
And again, this is a game where I want to understand it. I want to like be patient with it. But I'm gonna go back and play it against my better judgment. But Blueprint stays. Matt, what's your it's gotta stay or I'm gonna kill you all.
Do I make it Cruisin' Blast?
Yeah, Matt.
Do it.
I mean, all I know about that game is the song and there's cars and it makes me want to play San Francisco Rush.
See, my real answer would be Cyberpunk. I'm like, should I just make it Cruisin' Blast?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Cyberpunk, if you save Cyberpunk or not, I think Cyberpunk's gonna be on this list. Just
I'm gonna
from
I'm gonna choose to believe you, and I'm gonna pick Cruisin' Blast.
cruising.
So good, Matt. It's crazy how fun that game is.
I
Oh,
100% thought that was a JMO ad.
Nope.
Josh, can you do me a favor and carry all the bolded games to the top of the list,
Yep.
just so I don't have to hunt them down every time? All right, let's whittle this motherfucker down. I'm looking, guys. I'm gonna ask the hard hitting questions here now. Is Tears of the Kingdom a top 20?
No.
It's the word. It's
yes.
the okay, but I feel like it's the version of Breath of the Wild. But everyone's like, well, Breath of the Wild was better.
Tears of the Kingdom is better than Breath of the Wild.
I feel like
Okay,
Tears of
I
the
mean, I'm
Kingdom was just
listening.
a clip. It was just a clip game. Like, oh hey, that guy put a penis on this thing. Like, it just felt like a clip game, and it fell out of the zeitgeist. Like zeitgeist aside, is it a better game overall than Breath of the
Yes.
Wild?
The clips were people making penises, but like the truth is like people were making penises because you could legitimately just make a penis and like solve your problems. Like anything you could think of as a viable solution
The
to
only
any
place where
puzzle.
penises solve problems instead
I
of cause
mean,
problems.
I will admit, I did like the aspect of you could literally build just about anything, and people were building death satellites.
Right? Like you and like 100 people could do the same shrine and they'd all come up with different solutions. Be like, what did you do? And they like 90 of them would have worked just through sheer ingenuity.
I'm
I mean,
sure the game is great, but it's the Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts where it's like this is really impressive, but this isn't what people wanted,
Yeah,
right?
but nobody knows what they want.
I think everybody was more infatuated with Breath of the Wild because it was just so different. Where Tears of the Kingdom just added to it. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying like if I had to pick one, I think I would agree that Tears of the Kingdom was probably better. And I only said it because I feel like there's so much more you could do. Where with Breath of the Wild, like fundamentally, you basically could just do the same thing
Is
for
this
everything.
a good Zelda game, or is this like I'm blanking on how to ask this as a good question. Like, is this a good Zelda game, or does like the Zelda stuff that you're used to kind of feel like a side piece to like this kind of
It
sandbox building game?
it is a good Zelda game because unlike Breath of the Wild, it has real dungeons.
You salty bitch.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I think it's better than Breath of the Wild because actually, technically, your Master Sword's broken. Where in Breath of the Wild, you had to recharge it to use it at its full potential.
I I mean, I think Matt's made a pretty strong argument for it staying for now. I
Well,
just
then do we?
I wanted to do quick little snipes. I see another quick little snipe. I see It Takes Two and Split Fiction on here. If you had to pick one of the two, which one stays?
Split fiction.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say it takes two,
Oh,
but just
Split
because I feel like it created the genre
I mean, yeah,
or
I mean
perfected the genre.
technically a Way Out created it,
That's
but
true. Yep.
A Way Out
Okay.
was not that great though, right? A Way Out was just
No.
what felt like a proof of concept, and it was just like
A Way Out is fine. It's pretty good, but like it's whatever. But yeah. But like It Takes Two is where they were like, this is it. But Split Fiction is the better game.
And I'll concede that since you're right, A Way Out did kind of create it. If you take that away from It Takes Two, then I think you're right.
I mean the better of all of those is Brothers, Tale of Two Sons, but what do I know? Uh, I if I had to pick one of the two, and I've played a little bit, I've finished Split Fiction. I've played a little bit. It Takes Two. I think Split Fiction's the better game. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. I mean, literally, it's the only game where every single level is different,
Je-
like in almost every single way.
But
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley gave It Takes Two Game of the Year.
Yeah, but Jeff Keighley's a knob.
Yeah.
All right, It Takes Two is going bye-bye.
Nick, I
Anybody
got
want
another snipe for you.
Hey, all right, let's snipe away, Jeremy.
I love this game, okay? And I have not played Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm trusting Matt's judgment on that's the really good Nintendo exploration, land made a cultural moment with its penis videos. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, fantastic Kirby game. It's not gonna be like discussed. It wasn't really huge, despite how good the game was. I don't think it did anything that novel for it
So
to stay here.
it's living up to the forgotten part.
But that sounds mean. I loved this game. I played it all the way through. I did the boss rush and then I sold it. So I had the game for a couple of weeks, and I don't think game of the decade you're gonna get rid of that quickly.
See, I don't think that's mean. It's forgotten, not forgettable. Those are technically different.
True.
I'm not gonna fight for this. I am just gonna point out it's the only game with a dedicated big suck mechanic.
Jesus.
Damn it. He's winning.
Did I not understand Thirsty Suitors? What is that game?
Completely different game. No
Got
big
it.
suck in that one.
Closest thing to it is Boyfriend Dungeon.
I will say it is fascinating because I feel like Kirby's the most consistent Nintendo property,
Okay.
and Kirby and the Forgotten Land's pretty good. But yeah, I agree. I mean, it's Kirby with the Last of Us skin, right? Is that
Well,
the
it's the best 3D Kirby there's ever been.
right?
So
It's good Kirby. Do you want to?
Good
Do you want to?
Kirby.
Is anyone opposed to getting rid of it? All right, it's gone. It's gone. I've got another quick snipe as well. Let me scroll up. Uh, where did I see it? Oh no, it was right next to Kirby. Pokemon Legends. Arceus, Arceus,
Arceus.
Arceus. Every
Arceus.
time the only thing I ever hear about this game is like the comparison to the Breath of the Wild trailer. And now anytime I hear about Pokemon, it's just people complaining about like what the games look like. I never really hear anything about any new Pokemon designs or any new, game mechanics. It's always, oh wow, this looks like it would have came out on like the Switch when it first came out.
Not even that. It looks like a 3DS game, honestly.
Mhm.
Like the textures are just awful. The load times are pretty bad for me. Um, it's a cool game. It's the first Pokemon game that felt like you were actually able to explore. You had to manually aim the Pokeballs. When you go into battles, it wouldn't shift into a battle screen. The Pokemon would just fight right in front of you. It had a lot of good ideas, and I really hope they stick the landing with the sequel coming out this year, I think.
What's that
But
called? It's like Arceus something, right?
Z through A.
Yeah.
Z
Oh.
through A.
Weird.
Very weird, but I just don't think you can leave a game on the game of the decade list when the graphics are just there's nothing wrong with having simple graphics, but the graphics in that game look bad.
See, I mean, if it was any other company, like Game Freak is basically a third, or is Pokemon is a 33% owned by Nintendo. And at that point, I would imagine Nintendo gives them some special like, hey, we're gonna give you all of our development kits like ahead of time. That way you can guys start working on it. And the fact that you get Breath of the Wild and then this, and you can see a just huge comparison. It's like, man, that looks so bad.
Hey, Game Freak, a little less time on that Xbox game, a little more time on Pokemon games. What do you say, guys? Come on now. All right, I'm getting rid of it. I don't know why I was a New York. I don't know why I was a New Yorker.
No one knew what you were doing there.
Hey, Game Freak, what are you doing? You know what? We asked about the RPGs earlier. Metaphor. I feel like everyone, was glazing that game when it was out and was doing its thing. I know Matt here is not the biggest fan of Metaphor. I know Josh likes to glaze it up though. So I kind of want to pit them against each other and watch them fight.
I wouldn't say I'm not the biggest fan. I think the last act just goes on for too long and it pisses me off.
Yeah, the last act does kind of take forever, it feels like.
I like the game. Like I really love the game, but it should have ended like 30 hours earlier.
The way I put it though is it's basically like if you compare it to like Persona, it's a old Persona light. Like it's not as in depth. There's not as much to do. It doesn't get very complicated. Like it's just very much like hey, we're gonna give you a tutorial, and this is alluding to that. And it's like, yeah, that's why I liked it. I think it was because with Persona, uh, I've played all of them. And by God, 5 of all of them is just there's too much to do. I mean, I love it. It deserves the praise it gets and got. But dear God, when you literally have to decide which person you want to um, increase your relationship with, and you only have so many days to do it, and you can't do all of them, you have to like decide right then and there, like, well, am I going to go after the 30-year-old teacher who's supposed to be teaching me and not have her dressed up as a sexy maid cleaning my room? Or am I going to go for the blonde hair girl who everybody was saying was basically doing hand jobs with the gym teacher?
What high school is this? What video
This
game
is
series?
Japan, Nick. It
It's the
happens all
same
the
high school
time.
your neighbor went to.
What the
And Nick, I'm not saying that as a joke. That's like dead serious. Like literally, one of the characters is like basically like doing like not purposely, but like to like defend herself in a sense.
Can I
Can I
delete
reel
metaphor?
Josh in for a second?
Ring him in, please.
Go ahead, read me in.
All that aside, and that was a lot to put aside. From where I'm sitting, it's a stylish RPG with good story elements and kind of a quirky kind of premise.
Yes.
But it's not as good as Clair Obscur, and that's the same thing.
Yep.
And Thirsty Suitors also looks like a stylish RPG with an interesting premise that's not as good as Clair Obscur.
I can agree.
He's coming for Thirsty Suitors, man.
I want the decision to have like an AOE effect where they knock other things out.
Well, then
So
in that sense, wouldn't it be the same for Adamfall too?
Hold on. Slow down. You guys are going in with a full AK-47 blast, and we got pistol shots one at a time.
No.
Wait,
This is a fully automatic gun, my boy.
Yeah, there's
You gotta
like
just hold that.
44 left.
I'm going up to Thirsty Suitors. So Thirsty Suitors very much plays more like Yakuza with like some Tony Hawk in it. It was my game of the year last year. It's
Is
fun.
that just because there's grinding or what?
No, your character like when you're moving through the world, you're on a skateboard, you can grind. It's very I see what you did there, Mike. Mike is like the black sheep jokester of this group, and I love it. I love it. Mike needs to be on this show more. And you know what? I'm going to agree. I don't think it's going to make the top 20. I think it's just a really well done game that has all these different elements that could have been a hot fucking mess, but they actually did really good at implementing all of them. But I'm okay with getting rid of Thirsty Suitors. Moving down because Josh was over here just fucking spraying and praying like it was Tony Montana. Adamfall, I've played a few hours of Adamfall. It's the thing that Adamfall does really well is that it just fucking puts you out into the world and says, "Hey, fuck off, go do some shit." And I really enjoy that because I feel like Fallout was something like that when Fallout was first coming out, and now those games are more handholdy, whereas this is just like, "Hey, man, go do your thing. You want to kill that guy? You can if you want. You can kill that old man. I wouldn't, but you can. Go ahead and kill him." And it's a short little adventure. I haven't beat it. I think Matt's beat it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would make the top 20. I'm gonna say probably not, but you would know better than I.
I think what Adamfall, if anything, like, because what Adamfall does really well is the world is so compact and small,
I love that.
but like it's big enough to be interesting to explore, but like it's small enough to be like, oh, this isn't gonna destroy my life and take, 8 months. Like I can reasonably beat this. And we need more of those games. I don't know if this will cause more of those games to happen. Maybe it will. Maybe 10 years from now, I'll be like, yeah, Adamfall kicked off a nice little trend.
But it does feel huge because I mean you come into an open area and it feels pretty big and it takes you to some other areas. In fact, I think one of the first bunkers I ended up in was this high level area that you really shouldn't be in at the beginning of the game. And so it gives you reason to like keep coming back to like older areas. But yeah, I didn't know it was that compact. I like the thought of that, and that makes me want to go back even more when I'm done with Clair Obscur. Uh, but you don't think it's top 20, even though we need more of it?
I mean, yeah, it's too early to tell if it's really anything.
Speaking of too early, what about Mario Kart World?
Kill it.
Those cows.
Why?
No.
People love those cows.
The internet is inundated with like, here's why people are flocking back to Mario Kart 8. Oh, here's why Mario Kart World isn't worth the money. It is a fantastic game. It is so, and it's not even the fact that it's this open world Mario Kart game. The physics of the cars, the feel of the actual race has never been better. Mike, you just checked it out recently. What was your take?
Kind of felt like more of the same.
You jerk. Don't say it like that.
Got him. Fucking got him, Mike.
I mean, here, two counterpoints to you then. One, does it justify the $80 price point?
Absolutely. Hands down.
Will it beat GTA 6?
What the hell is that question?
What kind of validator is that, Josh?
I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, if it's gonna be a Mario Kart that's gonna just outdo every other fucking anything that has to do with racing, which Grand Theft Auto has a lot to do with racing. Just saying.
Josh has proven himself to be the wild card here. Wild
Yeah,
card,
bitches. Is Blueprints gonna beat GTA 6? Like, you don't look forward like that. You look at what you have in front of you.
What? That's a good point. Will Blueprints beat GTA?
What if it does?
No.
What if Blueprints gets this weird second life?
Here's how we do it. Does it stand a chance against GTA 6 in its prime? No, it goes.
That's just gonna be Josh's question every time. Just every fucking time.
No, of all seriousness, though, like, what has it done that's not only justifies the $80?
Josh, I've been through this with this again.
Nick,
I don't agree with the $80 price point, but this is Nintendo saying, "Hey, we only do one of these every generation, so just give us $80 fucking dollars."
But here's the deal: they have failed Mario Kart since Double Dash.
Mario Kart has sucked for a while.
Haven't.
It's not. They haven't failed, but I haven't enjoyed Mario Kart probably since the SNES Mario Kart,
which was the first one.
Yeah, I haven't enjoyed it since that first one, but that's just me being an old idiot who can't just sit down and enjoy something simple. That's not to say it's not enjoyable.
I added it. I thought it deserved a shout out because it is phenomenal. Okay, don't believe the haters, don't believe the rest of these guys. But I will acquiesce to removing it because Mike and I did Mario Kart 64 in our first season. And Mario Kart 64's battle mode is to this day one of the best death matches in gaming.
So much fun.
And the battle mode in Mario Kart World is once again a fumble. And so I feel like Game of the Decade doesn't have that kind of asterisk attached to it. So if you're listening to this, don't listen to these assholes. The game is great, but I will reluctantly allow you to eliminate it.
You know what? I'm a poor dad. I'll accept that I'll never buy it and play it. So yeah, you're right. Don't listen to me. But at the same time, I'm just saying,
all right.
It's expensive.
I'm removing Mario Kart World, but only because I don't think it's going to beat GTA 6.
Remove F-Zero 99 then, because that's also another Nintendo racer that's not as good as Mario Kart.
Remove any game on this list with any kind of racing or violence or people who talk. Because they won't beat GTA 6.
Now, I wanted to ask about
Cruise and
F-Zero.
Blast will beat GTA 6.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only one. It's the only one.
They're actually putting that cruising song into the GTA 6 soundtrack. I can't wait. Is F-Zero 99 still around, or did that go away? Okay,
It's the only one that's
The only
still
one.
left.
Okay, so all the other ones went away. This is the last remaining one. I don't know if I want to Thanos snap it out of here though yet.
I threw it on there because Mike and I just recorded our upcoming episode on it, and it is such a rare example of true Nintendo generosity, where it is a battle royale racer that has been supported for 2+ years, is still getting new content to this day, and has never once asked $1 from any of its players. It's pretty cool.
I want to keep it on then. I
wish-
have a soft spot for F-Zero.
My only beef is I wish they would have kept the Tetris 99 because that was so much fun.
That's still there.
Oh, is it? I heard it
Yeah.
got canceled. Or not canceled.
No,
but
that's
shut down.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
there's still-
Oh, it's Pac-Man only. Okay.
And
What
Mario
about-
35. There's been some cool Nintendo Battle Royales that have gotten kicked down, but Tetris is still having events based on the new games.
I'm gonna have to
Based
dust
on
off
the
old
new
Switch.
games.
Yeah, sorry. To clarify, every time a new Nintendo release comes out, there's a special event where you can unlock like a Donkey Kong Bonanza board.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay,
So,
I thought you meant in terms of like the new Tetris games. I'm like, what the heck else do you add?
Colors, sounds. effects.
Okay, continuing my Nintendo bloodbath. I don't think Metroid Dread is a good Metroid game.
You're wrong. It's a
I
fantastic
say,
Metroid
first
game.
off, that's not. Fuck you.
Well, first of all, it's not going to outsell GTA 6. Second of all,
No, nothing's going to outsell GTA 6. Let's just get that clarified right now. So at this point, we're going for second place. Is it going to make second place? No. But no, it's always going to have a spot in my heart. It's finishing off that 2D series. And did they fumble a little bit? Yes. Did they rinse and repeat the formula of, hey, you lost all your powers, now you have to go back and get it? Yeah.
yeah, they're not even doing it in interesting ways anymore. They just start the game and you're like, where am I? Where are my powers? What happened? Like it's the laziest version of that I've ever seen Nintendo do. And then it doesn't feel like they really do anything new. Their big pull on that was the robot enemies where you had to like kind of like, hide away from them and not I play Metroidvanias for the power creep, and just to have the power creep taken away from me and have these robots that have these areas that I have to sneak around just took me out of it. And plus, it was done by what's that team, Mercury?
Mm-hmm.
Same people who did that Samus Returns remake that I will never play again, ever again.
I mean, that was by far the hardest Metroid I've ever played on normal.
In defense of Dread, I think adding the robot enemies added a layer of tension that we're not used to in Metroidvanias. It was sort of like
Yes.
the nemesis of the game, where it's like even in areas you're familiar with, you're not totally safe. So you kind of got to keep your head on a swivel the whole time. But like, I just thought there were some issues with the control. And again, it was really cool, but it's not something I'm going to go back to. And I don't think it's going to be something that we're going to really talk about for that long. So I will agree to axe it.
But while we're all here, I don't know if you guys heard my spiel about, hey, I think this would have been better if they did this. Instead of taking away your powers, you keep your current power, or you're at your peak, but every time you fought the MMIs, if they hurt you or you fought them too long, you started to lose your powers
That isn't it.
bit by bit.
See, it's already a better idea, and it's only half cooked. So
I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought that was like, oh, if you guys would have done that, you would have sold like hotcakes.
That would have been cool.
We are whittling it down. I'm gonna award a point to Mike for being the funny black sheep of the show so far. Again, I'm the agent of chaos. This is what I do. Mike, give me another game you're going to bat for that I will highlight in green. That way, it's safe, but not as safe as your other game.
All right, I'm gonna go for the other one. I think Vampire Survivors hits something, does it great, and keeps adding more stuff.
So good.
It is a great. I'm gonna highlight this actually. No, I'm not. Let's do green. There we go. Yeah, I agree. I wish I have this. I have a Steam Deck. I wish I would play this more on my Steam Deck, but it was when I was playing it, it was a good like, oh shit, I've got 20-30 minutes. I'm gonna play Vampire Survivor. Let me slink right into that and see what I can do. I don't have to have my brain fully on.
Yeah, it's
Let's
no
fucking
button
go.
gameplay. It's all joystick. And like it's so good.
Yeah, I think they've added in stuff from Contra and Among Us and Castlevania.
So in the interest of the premise that I think every choice should eliminate other choices, I will say that in terms of like auto battler, Vampire Survivors is so good, and I think that Monster Train 2, it's kind of similar. Yeah, I mean, that's a roguelike card thing, but you're still kind of leveling up and watching the battles take place. So as different as they are, I think that's maybe a decision to be made.
I'll agree on taking that out. I'll also yield. So we'll see Monster Train 2. That just came out too, didn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Makes me want to check it out. And then I will on the same level as that. Where's the Loop Hero? Loop Hero is
Yeah.
kind of the same thing. It's kind of got a D&D vibe because you're laying down like world tiles around the path, and that determines what enemies you run into on the path. You're not pressing buttons. You're just using your cards to build the world around you. It's a fun game. I waste a lot of time on it. Very difficult game too. Because as you start to go around the path, everything gets harder with each circle that you make. When I was still balls deep in Iron Harvest, this was my number 2. But
How deep are you now?
not deep at all. I play it
No.
every once in a while. Both of these actually I play every once in a while.
No longer balls deep.
No longer balls deep in Loop Hero, so I've taken it out of Loop Hero. Loop Hero is gone. We were speaking of Zeldas earlier. I've got Nobody Saves the World on here. This is from, I believe they're called Juicebox or Orange Drink. They're the same guys who did Guacamelee and Guacamelee 2. And there's another game they did recently that was really good. Your character can like transform into all these different forms, and depending on how much you use those forms, they level up and create other forms based off of those forms. So like as a rat, if you use your bite attack enough, you can become a muscular man. Again, don't ask me about the logic of it, but you go in, it's very much I don't want to say like an Elden Ring, but you'll come up to like a dungeon, and when you go up to it, it'll zoom out and show you the dungeon and be like, "Hey, you want to be level 20 before you go in here." And boss fights are great. You can transform into any of the other forms at any point. Very much reminded me of that Capcom game from the mid 2000s where you could turn into Jill Valentine. You're like an alien that could like transform your skin. I think it was called like Skin Deep or something. Fun game. Those guys know how to make really good games. I'd say go check it out, but I don't think it's going to make this list. So I'm taking Nobody Saves the World away.
I also say on that note, get rid of Risk of Rain 2. A cool game, but it's just so simple, and it's just like the horde mode. How long can you survive? Can you level up to survive the big monster? It's utterly unfun solo mode.
No, you have to
So
do it with friends. It's so much
you
better with
have to.
friends.
But they should have like included some way to level or whatever, so I have a chance.
No, I tried doing it solo and I'm like, this is just unbearable. Like at first it's fine, but then I think it becomes just it's just daunting. It's a very daunting game.
Yeah. So I would say axe that. Do you agree, Josh? Even though it's cool. No?
No, it's cool. Yeah, it's a cool game, but yeah,
No,
it's-
but agree to axe it though.
yeah, axe it.
All right, Risk of Rain is gone. All right. Agent of Chaos is coming into play. I haven't heard from Matt in a while, so I'm giving the silent killer an instant kill. Matt, pick a game from this list and instantly kill it.
I'm gonna be really controversial. Get rid of Last of Us.
What?
Is this because you don't like Abby?
No, I love Abby.
Are you serious?
No questions asked. It's gone. You don't have to explain anything. I just wanted to. I wanted to.
He doesn't.
No, that was
Okay.
Agent of Chaos.
Can I
This is
make
my favorite
statements
part.
he doesn't have to answer to?
No, it's just gone. It's just gone.
Jesus Christ.
It's like Claire
Hashtag-
Obscure. It's just gone.
Hashtag justice for Abby.
I love Abby. That game
Okay.
doesn't do anything innovative.
I don't like it being snuffed because the moments of that game are being discussed culturally because of the second season of the show.
Right.
But I agree though. I mean, look, it's worse than Last of Us. So if the sequel is worse than the first game, I don't think it's game of the decade.
And Matt, don't tell me they didn't innovate. I watched a whole documentary about how they got the whistles down. They had a whole department work on the whistles for months. You don't say that.
It did it you know what? It did innovate in the area of Neil Druckmann, both sides in the Israel conflict.
He
He
done
went there.
He done did it. And YouTube has taken us down.
This has been Smashing Game Time. Hope you had a smashing great time.
Anyone let's take a trip around the committee. What's on your minds? Talk to me. I'm DJ Kaufman. Talk to me, everybody. What's going on tonight?
There's a lot of
Alright.
games on this list that are really great games, but like that's kind of where they end.
So you're
Okay,
saying they don't
so-
contribute to being like something that's memorable 10 years down the road?
Yeah, like look. I'll even say a game that I put on here. Like I put on Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is a fucking phenomenal game.
It looks beautiful too.
But, and it's maybe one of the top, 5 PS5 games, but it's not game of the decade.
There's only
No.
5 PS5 games.
It's true. It's one of the top, and it's in the top 5. But like a lot of these games are like, yeah, they're really great games. But
Well, on the Ratchet and
like-
Clank side, like hasn't Astro kind of came and ate their like console mascot lunch?
I mean, I'd
I mean,
say
yes and
maybe
no, but even Astro, I wouldn't necessarily call it game of the decade because it's a phenomenal 3D platformer. I'm like, is that game of the decade? Is that going to beat GTA 6?
But Jeff Keighley gave it game of the year.
Yeah, but
well,
Jeff
if we're
Keighley's a knob.
yeah, right. I mean,
That's the retort to everything.
but he's not wrong. I agree with Matt. I mean, that's how I feel. Like I put down Horizon Forbidden West. I think it's a great game. The only reason I would say like it stands out too is because both with the original and its sequel, it went up against uh Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, Horizon's always gotten the shitty part of the stick.
They really have, but they've still stuck out, which is great. But it's like, yeah, unfortunately, you're just not. I mean, they're not game of the year. It's the fact that they've survived. They've still shown that, hey, even though we've got this huge contenders in between us, like we're still around. We're still there.
I like how Matt said though that there's games on here that are just great games and aren't pushing the industry and aren't becoming culturally relevant. You know, like I feel like there's a bunch here I've never heard of, and I would kind of want people to make the case for them being game of the decade. Do you know what
Okay,
I
so
mean? I mean, go ahead.
so real quick, can we get rid of Ratchet and Clank?
Yes.
All right. Can we get rid of Horizon Forbidden West?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And I agree. I agree, Jeremy, because I was looking at the one right below Ratchet and Clank. What is Call of the Sea?
It's a puzzle adventure.
Not where I thought this was going.
Is it better than Blueprints?
I think so. I hate blueprints.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Sorry, Mike, I shouldn't have asked.
What's like are you on a boat? Are you a sea captain?
No, you're like this lady who's like looking for her husband who disappeared because he was on like some like expedition to a tropical island and things get really like Lovecraftian.
Well, now you've got me. Now you've got me because the last sea-based game that got Lovecraftian, Still Wakes the Deep. I love that. And now you're telling me I can have that but with puzzles?
Yeah.
Isn't that Dave the Diver though, but not cute?
He's not wrong either there.
I kind of feel like Dave the Diver is the underwater game of the decade. So keep
It's
Dave
only
the Diver. in.
$5 right now.
Dave the Diver or Call of the Sea?
Call of the Sea.
I mean, I am buying whatever's in my Steam cart at the end of the episode. So I've already got Keep Driving in there. So we'll keep Call of the Sea for now. Who put Sonic Frontiers on here? What sick fuck? What sick fuck put Sonic Frontiers on here?
I did.
Yeah, Matt. I was like, was it me? I couldn't remember.
All right. Atone for your sins.
No, it's great. I love Sonic, and I will not atone for my sins because it's not a sin.
Sonic Frontiers was Sonic fans have always dreamed of an open world Sonic game. What it would feel like to just haul ass from one side of the world to the other, and it actually somehow nailed both the combat and the acrobatics of Sonic. It's such a proof of concept. It's the environments are so plain, it's kind of janky. So Sonic Frontiers 2, I think, has a legitimate shot. I love that game, Sonic Frontiers, but I think it's too janky to really be game of the decade.
I mean, you and Matt seem to be going to bat for it. Real quick, Agent of Chaos, Jeremy. I just like those string of words you put together. I'm giving you the power to unbold one of the bolded games up top.
All right. Okay, you might regret that, but I'm gonna come for Little Gator Game because I feel like it's this cutesy little platformer thing, but we've got some big time platformers that pushed the industry, and you didn't make a case for this game being that important. So
Remember, Nick,
I'm taking
Little
your gator behind the shed and shooting it.
Little Gamer Game is gonna be wasted by GTA 6.
There
Yeah,
we go.
You just call it Little Gamergate? Like it's a little Fisher Price, My First Gamergate.
So, sorry, Nick.
That's a hard drive pitch. I'm pitching that later.
Hey, where's the little gator now? He's in front of that camp.
God.
Oh no, my little gator! You made him into shoes.
I'm dying here.
He's in that camp. No, I got the reference. No.
And suddenly the
Now
shoes seem not that bad.
There's a pitch.
You know what? If it puts more eyes on, if it puts more
I'm just gonna give you
eyes on
guys a
Little
title
Gator
for
Guard,
that.
I'm gonna pitch it.
Lil Gator Guard.
Little Gator Guard. JMO, I immediately regret giving you that power, but hey, Agent of Chaos, it's what I do.
There you go.
Uh,
I
let's.
I will
go ahead,
suggest something to remove that is my own because I don't think it will hold up. Is as much as I love it, Chance of Sonar.
I think I just got that for free on Epic Game Store, by the way.
But how
Definitely,
good can
like,
it really be if it's free?
No, wait, that's Sable. I get Chance of Sonar and Sable mixed up because they kind of have that similar art style, the desert kind of cell shaded look.
Sable's
Mike, this is the
apparently
one where
on
you
sale in a bundle with Call of the Sea right now on Steam.
Wow.
But Mike, you
They're
talked
calling
about this in
Call
one
of
of
the
our
Sea.
Light Switch episodes. Chance of Sonar is the one where you have to learn a language, essentially, right?
Several, really.
Yeah.
Like I think it is super cool. But falls into sort of a puzzle realm that I think other things do more stuff.
Okay.
So I think
Are
it's
there
tough.
other puzzle games that we should axe in favor of Blueprints? Because I would argue that Blueprints is a roguelite puzzler.
I think if you just go like, oh well, this has puzzles, also has puzzles, get rid of it. That is kind of like, oh well, this has fighting in it. There can be only one, and that's.
So are we getting rid of Chance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I see two that I'm eyeballing. Uh, no disrespect to Resident Evil 8 and Lady D. I still want her to step on me. I don't think that's the best Resident Evil we've had in the last 10 years.
I agree, but it's also the most, hey, we're gonna go back to the roots of horror.
Well, and it was more of a love letter. It was a love letter to 4.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we're doing first person, but we also want to do a love letter to 4.
Wait,
Which is
Resident
fine
Evil
by me.
7. That was Resident Evil 7.
No,
Was the
7
first
went
one.
back to the roots of horror, but in the sense of like they're trying to like totally encapsulate the horror experience.
Okay.
7 was the one in the bayou.
Yeah.
Right. I just feel like 8 was just 7, but kind of hornier. So I think axe it.
Well, now hold on. Now
I mean, you're not wrong.
I do think we can act. Besides, because it's just another iteration of them playing with the Nemesis, not the Nemesis system. I forget what they call it, but the thing chasing you, and then you have it's them just implementing everything that was good about 4 and 7 and putting it all in one go.
I'm just gonna say that it made the boys realize we all wanted big titty goth mommies.
That's not enough. That's not enough to be in the top 20, Josh. It's gone.
I think that's enough to be at least top, 25.
Is anyone going to go to bat for Halo Infinite?
I would.
Really? I didn't think
love that
anyone was
game.
going to bite on that.
No, that game is phenomenal. That's another Mario Kart world where everyone complains so much that they can't see the forest through the trees. Halo Infinite is the best Halo game since, God, I don't know, 2, maybe? I don't know. Like, why do people hate?
My problem is they took way too long to release the features of it. Way too long.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can argue like, well, they gave us the multiplayer for free. Yeah, you're right. But by the time the campaign came out, I was already done with the multiplayer. And then by the time I finished the campaign, I was like, man, I wish I could do co-op. Finally, co-op came out. I was like, okay, well, now I wish I could have just edited and made the things I wanted to, and it was gone. It's like, oh.
So this is less of a game of the decade and more a game that was released over a decade.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it, actually.
It is a nice representation, though, of how games are made in this decade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between that and Cyberpunk, yeah. Just hey, here's a what did Trump say during the election? Here's a concept of an idea or whatever.
Concept of a plan.
Concept of a plan.
Here's a concept of a game. You get.
Well, I really loved Halo Infinite's multiplayer. I played it for many, many seasons, and I think that
it was really good. I did like the multiplayer when I played it.
And I enjoyed the open world single player exploration. I 100% of that whole map because it's Halo gameplay on an open world map. Start the car. It's awesome.
No, I love that. That would have been. I mean, that's what we've needed for Halo for so long. I agree, but my problem is it took so long for them to give us everything, and it's like, I get like GTA did it, yes, because they gave us the campaign, and then what was it, like 6 months after the release, or a year, they finally gave us GTA Online.
Right.
But that's the difference, is we got all of it within a
Halo
span
Infinite,
of that.
it should have saved the Halo franchise, and instead it made it even closer to permanent death. So I would say, yeah, exit.
All right, Halo Infinite's gone. All right, we're gonna do a round robin real quick. I want everyone to delete a game that they nominated.
Nice.
I'll go first. I believe I nominated Cocoon. This is from the folks that so the folks that did Inside, they split up. They had a nasty fight. They wanted to call the sequel to Inside Outside. They didn't all agree on that. So then some guys made Cocoon. And the thing that Cocoon's a fun game. It's the game where you like going into the orbs, you're the little bug, and you're
It's
like
got
going in.
Wilfred Brimley in it, right?
Yes, that's the one. uh but yeah, Cocoon, it's just it doesn't have the humanity that Limbo or Inside had, which I was looking for the entire time. Fun game. I don't think it's gonna make top 20. All right, Josh, delete a game you nominated.
Returnal,
Returnal.
great roguelike. Definitely makes you play around with the aspect of, hey, let's truly start from the beginning and do things different. But I think the hype died down way too quickly, and I think as far as replayability, it kind of wasn't there for a roguelike.
Okay. It's one I want to play. I know that it's on Steam now, and I'm like, yeah, kind of my jam. It's got some bullet hell aspects. Mike, it's my understanding I'm getting something from somebody. You've only nominated Blueprint.
I don't know. I was joking.
Oh, okay.
No, but since I did just because Chance of Sonara I'd put on there as well.
Yeah, he just did
Okay.
this.
Okay. All right, we'll skip you. You just did
All right.
Kill a Baby.
He should
Matt,
kill one of my babies.
I killed one without even being prompted. That should make me even more moral.
Ah,
well, now he's gloating about it. So I think we should take the bold off of Blueprint now.
ooh.
Matt, what one of your babies are you killing?
I'll kill Immortality.
Wow.
I don't
that's
think you
ironic.
can.
I just did. I'm Kevin Bacon.
It's a beautiful game. It's trippy. It's trippy when you get into the twist of it. The first time I played that game at like 3 a.m. when I first discovered what it was doing, and I was like, I have to stop. I have to stop right now.
I was also playing that at like 2 in the morning when I realized what it was. But I just think it's one of those games that like it's really great. No one's gonna remember this game.
Except for the people who made it. But
Yeah.
why not? It's a great game.
It's a great game. If you played it, you'll remember it. But like it's not doing anything it's not doing anything to the industry, to the players. It's just it's an art house piece.
Jeremy, what are you killing?
I'll kill one of mine, and I, on principle, want to drag another down with me. Thrill of the Fight 2 is my VR obsession. That game is so fun. It's VR boxing exactly how you'd want VR boxing to work, because the headset scans your living room and turns it into a boxing ring, and so you're physically moving your feet and ducking and dodging. It's the best workout. It's still in open beta, and I don't think games that are still so blatantly a work in progress should be on here. And then my question was, if we're killing Thrill of the Fight,
that's VR for you.
it's VR.
That's
But on that
VR.
basis, though, Half-Life Alyx, like, I'm bitter. I really want to play that game, but I don't have the right headset to play it. But can a game be on here if it's so inaccessible to the majority of gamers?
I think that's a good point.
Well, hold on now.
Hold on.
The same could be said with all of Nintendo's games for the most part. All of their games are only accessible to those who have Switches.
Oh
Oh,
my
like
god!
all 40 million of them?
Did you just compare having
Okay,
a Switch to having a headset?
Yeah.
Here's the difference. People, the wider world cares about Nintendo. VR was a fad that lasted 10 minutes.
I don't
That's
think it's
fair.
over. I think it's still finding its footing, but I just
I think Half-Life Alyx set the standard. Like, if you're gonna create a VR game, I'm sure Thrill of the Fight does the same thing. Like, they're setting the standard as far as like that's the kind of VR game you should want to be.
right.
I'm okay with getting rid of Half-Life Alex because it's fine. We have to get down this money.
I do think with Half-Life Alex, I think it's fascinating to see that because Valve wasn't going to do Half-Life 3 unless they had something, but they were comfortable enough to put Half-Life on this and be like, well, we have something here. We're not going to slap a 3 on it because hell no, we don't put 3 on shit. We don't do that. So yeah, I think we can get rid of it though. Let's recap what we have here so far. How many games do we have left?
We have 42 games total right now.
Oh my god.
Wow.
We
Didn't we have 44 3 hours ago?
I think we had to whittle down. We had to delete 44 is what someone was saying.
It's on
Yeah,
one
so
page
we
of the
on
Google Doc.
Yeah.
We're down to one page. All right. So here is what is left. Let me recap for everybody. This will give everybody in this chat a chance to get a drink, refresh your brain, think about what games you fucking hate on this list because you'll want to get rid of it. Let me read this. So we have Claire Obscure, Cruisin' Blast, Marvel Snap, Blueprints, Vampire Survivors, Hades, Hi-Fi Rush, Cult of the Lamb, Dave the Diver, Slay the Princess, Pizza Tower, Baldur's Gate 3, Boyfriend Dungeon, Signalis, Frostpunk 2, Inscription, Alan Wake 2, Wordle, Balatro, Ghost of Tsushima, A Plague's Tale, Requiem, Split Fiction, Cyberpunk 2077, Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Wonder, Sonic Frontiers, Theater Rhythm, Final Bar Line, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Call of the Sea, Citizen Sleeper, Psychonauts 2, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Power Wash Simulator, TMMT, Shredder's Revenge, Elden Ring, Street Fighter 6, Against the Storm, Helldivers 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, UFO 50, F-Zero 99, and Fall Guys. Did I delete Little Gator Game?
I did.
You didn't see his
monster.
chat. He said, yeah. It's like, I don't know how I got back on there, so I deleted it.
No, when he unbolded it, I didn't know he outright deleted it. Whatever, Agent of Chaos. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. It's gone. It's gone. Okay. Does anyone have anything? So I'm of the mind. This came to mind while I was reading that. I see Animal Crossing. I see Cult of the Lamb. I like the iteration that Cult of the Lamb did, building off of Animal Crossing, but also making it a cult and letting you sacrifice your people. I think Animal Crossing stays and Cult of the Lamb goes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to be my own personal agent of chaos here. Are you guys just picking Animal Crossing because it was a fad during COVID?
No, that game still slaps. People are
Yeah.
still playing it. People are gonna pick up the next one when it comes out. Like it's doing what Animal Crossing does well. Probably actually better than it ever has.
Animal Crossing, like, cured a lot of people's loneliness during the pandemic, you monsters. Back off of Isabel for a while.
Yeah.
It was the biggest thing in the world during the biggest thing that happened in the world.
Yeah.
Leave it
This
alone,
decade.
Josh.
It kind of has to be on this list.
It doesn't have to be.
Josh.
It was the defining game of like that era.
Well, put some respect on Doom Eternal, okay? Out the same day. Come on.
Can I take off one on a weird technicality?
Which one?
TMNT Shredder's Revenge, cool beat 'em up. None of us added Streets of Rage 4, and that qualified and is a better beat 'em up. So if Streets of Rage 4 didn't make the list, Shredder's Revenge sure as hell ain't winning.
All right, it's going. All right, Agent of Chaos time. Mike, pick a random letter.
Oh, here we
J.
go.
J.
Oh, uh-oh. Who are you going to remove from the Zoom?
Matt, pick a game that starts with that. Pick a game that has a J in it and delete it.
That has a J in it?
That has a J in it.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly look at every letter in every one of these games. Bear with me.
Which one has J's in it?
Is there not?
Indiana
There's
Jones.
only one. There's only one that has a J in it.
Oh,
Oh,
and
no.
oh, nope. I think it's Indiana Jones.
It's Indiana
Oh,
Jones.
no. The Legend
I mean,
of
that
Nope.
wasn't game of the decade anyway. It was a cool love letter to Indiana Jones, right? But
There's
think it was
many
gonna win.
J's when you play Wordle. I'm gonna delete that.
No.
Yes. Do it. Yes.
Chaos. It's chaos. I'll allow it. It's chaos. It's
What about
chaos.
Power Wash Jimulator? Like,
Ew. Gross.
okay, but seriously, while we're at it, let's get rid of Power Wash Simulator. It's barely a
know,
game.
It's kind of it's that one sim where I'm like, no, this is better than the real thing.
It's true. Look,
It's
these simulators blew up this decade, and that's the best one.
it's a podcasting ass video. You get your backlog of podcast on. You're like, oh, what's Mark Maron up to? And you're just
Yeah.
blasting somebody's fictional house, getting the grime off, picking the nozzle. You're like, oh, what's oh, this one's big. Let me
Oh, this one's better for brick. Yeah, let's go with that one.
oh yeah. Oh that where
ASMR the game.
Oh,
you're trying
this one will reach the roof. I won't need a ladder.
where 99%, where's the last and you're searching like every little nook and cranny. You're like, where is this last little piece? I think it can stay for now.
All
It's
right.
really good.
I mean,
Jeremy, you should play it. I think you'd
Oh,
love
I've played it. It's boring as hell.
it. It's so fun.
It's
And Mike's
therapeutic.
with me.
Well, you're listening to the wrong podcast. What are you listening? Are you listening to Rogan while you're playing this?
I don't listen to Rogan assholes.
Yeah, no, it's
he
like
watches Rogan.
He's
That is a
got it on
game
the other
that-
screen.
I don't get the point of, and my wife is playing a lot of now. So, like, clearly, it's a game for some people, and I'm not one of them.
Okay, so Mike and I both say it goes. Is there one other person? Because then that's
I didn't say
gone.
it. I didn't necessarily say it goes. I said it definitely doesn't work for me.
I don't. I agree. I don't think it should be in there. It's definitely not a top 20. I love it though. Like I mean,
Is GTA gonna let you power wash things though? I don't think
Probably.
so.
no, they are.
That's gonna be a
Fuck
mini
no,
game
they
for
are.
sure.
That's the one thing it has on you is you can't power wash. The only
Yeah.
thing you're gonna be power washing is the blood off your car in the car wash.
Power washers off. The eyes have it, or the nays have it. You guys are forever the nays. So let's go down this list. Let's talk some games we
Sure.
haven't talked. Pizza Tower. I love Pizza Tower. It's got that 90s aesthetic. It feels like I'm watching Real Monsters or Earthworm Jim. I don't personally think it's going to make the top 20. I think it's just a fun throwback, a crazy throwback, but it doesn't have any banging music like Cruise and Blast, so it can go.
My students love it. The aesthetic I think is fun, but that's not enough to be game of the decade.
It's got that art form. It's how they used to do Ed, Ed and Eddie, where like the lines are
Yes.
moving. The line, I forget what that's called, but that's a really cool art form that I hope comes back. Like
Squiggle vision is what they used to call it.
I hope that comes back to everything. 'Cause I love Squiggle Vision.
I got another technicality kill here.
Oh boy,
Kill
here we
it.
go.
Well, I'm just saying, you guys all like Halo Infinite. Oh, it launched way too messy. It took too long to get good. Bye bye Cyberpunk. I know that's a hot take, but Cyberpunk was
No,
like,
I agree. It took. I mean, yeah, it took way too long for it to finally like fix itself.
yeah,
Like it literally shit itself all over the place and decided to wipe its ass right there in front of everybody.
But I think the difference between Halo Infinite and Cyberpunk 2077 is that 2077 is now more. I don't want to say more endearing, but it's a game that people
Yeah.
are going back to and playing.
That's
and being
true.
Like this is great. Like Josh, you said it yourself on a previous episode.
No, I
that
did.
You
It's
recommended
definitely
it to a friend, and now he's like going back for like a fourth playthrough.
yeah.
Here's the other thing. When Cyberpunk launched, like it was a buggy mess, but if you had a good enough rig, like it ran fine.
okay.
Yeah,
It still worked for a bunch of people. It just shit the bed on those old ass shitty consoles.
Whereas
I
Halo
think
Infinite launched with like, oh hey, Forge isn't here yet. Oh hey, you can't play the campaign co-op yet. Whereas
Well,
this
no,
game just was a buggy fucking mess. So
I mean, it was, and even then, like I had a 2070 at the time, and I was running 32 gig RAM, and I had an i9. Like I was still, it played like Oblivion did back in the day.
Right.
I mean,
But I think it is important to note though, like Infinite like had all this fan base and didn't deliver, and Cyberpunk created a new fan base. Sorry, Mike, what are you gonna say?
I was not.
Oh, sorry.
I
Well-
compare it to what was that space game that launched in like 2013 that was No Man's Sky. Like it's very much 2020's No Man's Sky, where
Yeah.
yes, it launched, it didn't hit all the marks that they promised it was going to, but they worked and worked and worked and eventually got it to a place where fuck, its DLC was getting nominated for Game of the Year. Jeff Keighley did not give that one an award though. He didn't.
Yeah, because he's a knob.
There we go. I wanted to make sure we hit rule of threes on that. I mean, I'm willing to go to bat. I haven't completed Cyberpunk, but I'd be willing to go to bat for it because I mean, it became a labor of love for them out of necessity to keep it going and like get themselves
Well,
to Witcher 4.
since Nick's already said he's gonna fight for that, I want to nominate Boyfriend's Dungeon.
I've already lost Wordle. I've lost Little Gator Game. Take everything, you fucking monster.
I mean, Nick,
Boyfriend Dungeon is great. It's not game of the decade.
yeah, I'm not saying it's
It's-
bad.
It could slide into the top 20.
I want
No.
I want
That
to
You're gonna
soundtrack
have
is
a
banging.
you're gonna have a boyfriend in GTA 6.
yes.
It's not
I
a
wanna-
sword. It's not a sword.
No, but Nick, you just sheathe the sword one more time up your asshole and call it quits.
Is anybody in GTA 6 dating like an alternate version of Banksy? No.
Probably,
No.
probably.
But with mods I can.
All right, you guys are fucking monsters. Yeah, I can't. Boyfriend Dungeon, it's out of here. You can't have nice things. Jeremy, delete a sequel.
I'm gonna be a good sport and delete my own. Street Fighter 6.
Oh, but it's so good. It is.
It's
really
so
good.
good. It's so good, but it's not even the best Street Fighter game. I mean, Street Fighter 4 is better. Street Fighter Third Strike is better. Like, I don't think as happy as I am about that success of that game. I'm also bitter. Just for the record, I put like 80 hours into the campaign mode, and then like a glitch deleted my character.
Oh, it sucks. I'm sorry.
And I was 3 fights away from the credits, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But
The
go
basic
ahead.
control, like it was really innovative for them to go through and do the basic controls. So like you could do, so if you were like, just like not a normie, but if you were a casual gamer who wanted to be decent at a fighting game, you could play with that control setup and pull off combos like the folks who like know all the combos.
I think for me, the reason why I'm saying deleted, I'm the person who added it, just for the record. But like, I think that when someone gets good at that game, the people who are newer to the game are just, it's open season. You're just constantly being juggled. There's so many tricks. The bar to entry is so high that it almost feels like this weird form of gatekeeping. And to me, like a game, a fighting game has a broader range of appeal. And yeah, like you said, you can play the little mode where you just kind of button mash, but like it marks you as such, and everybody judges you for doing that. So.
I did not care. I was like, fucking judge me, guys. I don't care.
And I'll also say I want to take it out of bitterness because they have the little avatar character, and every character reveal trailer has the dorky avatar character in it. And so you have like Akuma like sitting on top of a volcano bathing in lava, and then you have the generic guy like, oh, looking at him. It's they're taking all the chutzpah out of their great cast to remind you that you can make your lame avatar character. I don't know. I'm a Street Fighter stan, but I say I'm gonna kill my own Street Fighter 6.
I also really liked that Cammy redesign. I know like people were up in arms about her not having the leotard on, but I liked the streetwear Cammy.
You can still do the leotard. People need to calm down. Now, that is a cool new outfit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I have a soft spot for. What is Against the Storm? I've been wanting to ask somebody. What is that? No? Nobody?
Who added it?
I'm gonna guess it's our no show. It's our one no show. Johnny Amazich, I didn't mention at the top of the show. Johnny Amazich was supposed to join us. He is throwing up and pooping right now.
Yeah,
Oof,
he's a coward. He's a coward. He should be throwing up and pooping whilst podcasting.
So I'm getting rid of Against the Storm. Against the Storm is gone. Did anyone here nominate UFO 50? I know that's the 50 mini games. They're not real. They're not real games, but they kind of, it's a playback to like old NES cartridges. Anyone gonna go to bat for that one?
I mean, that feels like it has a good spot on here. And I say that having only watched it be played and talked about it, and that is on my list of like, I would like that game.
Right.
But money
is the end all be all.
Yeah, like just some of the games in there, like, actually I would be satisfied with that game for quite a while, and it's one of 50.
One of 50. We can keep it for now. What about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? Going once, going twice, and it's gone.
I was going to ask about the final bar, Theater Rhythm final bar line.
Yes,
That feels like a Matt game.
it is a mat game. This is a Final Fantasy rhythm game where you play through basically every song in Final Fantasy history, and the gameplay is a rhythm game. You put like a little party together, so you it's a rhythm game, and you have to like do the notes to the songs, but you also level up and like get stronger like an RPG. And there's items you can use, and there's like boss fights.
Okay, so it's like the same. Like there's a something a high roll. That's like the same deal with
Oh,
Zelda games.
Cadence
I
of
think
Hyrule.
Cadence. There we go. Okay, that kind of thing.
Matt, does this stay? Does this feel like it makes top 20 of the
I
decade? Might I remind
Well,
you
hold on.
of
We
the
don't really.
decade?
In his defense, we don't have a music game.
I'm not gonna I'm not here to argue unless somebody wants to delete Cyberpunk or Cruise and Blast. But my thinking is that yes, we don't have a music game, and it is the best music game.
How many do we actually? We have Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush, a pretty good music game.
But oh no. But is it true? Like this is true. Like this is like the rock
Rhythm
band of this
game.
decade.
I think is the key term there. Not
Do you really want to call yourself the rock band of the decade? We saw how everything turned out for those guys.
Yeah, but you don't need instruments. You don't need plastic instruments for this that cut your profit margins.
And it's Final Fantasy, which is, I mean, what is there not to like? You can even for somebody who hasn't played it, you've at least heard the music.
I love that. I love the pitch of that. Like, hey, do you like music? Yeah. Do you have friends? No. Do you have musical instruments? No. Then we got a game for you.
I say Hi-Fi Rush though. Hi-Fi Rush gets axed because it's like almost entirely because of its I mean, a good game again. You have to eliminate a lot of good games when you going for game of the decade.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush is a very good video game. It's not game of the
Jim,
I
a
mean,
return on the context that where this started.
it maybe would have been game of the decade in 2008.
Yeah.
It has
And
that
I mean that
beautiful
as a
Joe vibe.
compliment.
It has that beautiful Joe vibe. Damn, you guys just aren't letting me have
I
anything.
just love the fact that we're just destroying Nick's list.
I put some bangers on there too.
I mean, what we're like, do you have like what one game maybe left?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I got
He could
Two.
have saved something. He could have tried to save something other than the little gator game. This is his fault.
well, yeah, kind of, yeah. I'll delete Hi-Fi Rush because I mean I have my issues with it. The jumping is bad.
How good could it be if it got a whole studio closed?
No,
Damn.
it didn't.
Oh,
Damn, didn't have to do that.
That game
that was cold, Matt.
that game could have outsold GTA 6. Microsoft was going to close them anyway.
That's true.
But they're back with someone else, so we're gonna get a sequel. So you know what? Fuck you guys. When Hi-Fi Rush 2 comes out and outsells GTA 6 and Theater
Then
Rhythm,
we'll put Hi-Fi Rush 2 on the list.
yeah. Fuck you guys.
Fuck you, Howard. I'm dying.
Fuck you, Howard. I'm dying.
I'm
Are we
gonna
down
say
to 20?
I don't think so.
No.
It's close.
I'm gonna say I think Fall Guys is there for the moment
more to
in
kill.
time it had relevance rather than the game itself.
Fall Guys fell off quite quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. I think it was so big because it was the PS Plus game when it came out that June.
We're at 32 right now.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I do
yeah.
think the Fall Guys created a genre of like, like the sloppy physics game, and it's like a battle royale. Like there's going to be a new Sonic game. It's kind of like that.
So it's Wipeout. It's Wipeout, right?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, like I started playing that game this year, but
Still good.
it's like, so yeah, like it's not knocking, but it is like I'm playing it because just that's convenient for many people to play across different platforms at once. But I'm not sure that I wouldn't say it's a game of the decade. It's just an accessible game, and
Right.
I don't think of those as the same.
The
Right,
simplicity is almost the simplicity of both playing it and understanding it and accessing it. That's really nice. The game of the decade,
But wouldn't that make it that? Like I look at what we have left. I don't really see anything that's like ease of access for like your casual players. I do see a lot of like, I see your not simulators. What's the word I'm looking for here? But I see a lot of games that gamers are playing. I don't see a lot of games that normies are playing. But maybe this isn't a list for normies.
I feel like it's that I could see any other game if they just put themselves on the multiple platforms. I feel like that Fall Guys spot is more Fall Guys got there first.
Mm.
Like it's not that it's just they put it everywhere.
Well,
And so
now they're owned by Epic. I think they're owned by Epic, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
So now they have the Epic backing them, and as long as Daddy McSweeney's paying, they're gonna be around until we all die. Some of these beans are gonna outlive us. Uh, so are we keeping it or are we getting rid of Fall Guys, you guys? I vote to
think it
keep,
could
but
maybe-
it sounds
yeah,
like
I'd
everyone's
say
I think you could keep it.
Yeah. I
Do
think
we
it lives
get-
to see another day.
what
Do
are
we
what are the reasons for some of the games we haven't talked about at all?
All right, let's go down. So we haven't talked about Hades. I think Hades is a really I think Hades is one of the more approachable roguelites compared
Yeah.
to some others that we've talked about tonight, and just some others that are popular in the genre. Uh,
It
anyone?
has an amazing characters. The characters have their own fan base essentially. That studio makes amazing roguelites. I'd say keep Hades and get rid of Signalis. Aren't those pretty similar in gameplay wise? Kind of
Signalis is more
isometric.
of the survival horror side.
Okay, but I
Uh,
mean, is it better than GTA 6? I think get rid of Signalis.
delete it. It's got to go. So here, let's run down the list. So Hades is that Dave the Diver is probably the 2020s version of what's the farming game that everybody likes? Help me.
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, it's underwater Stardew Valley. Very very relaxing. They keep adding shit to it. Uh, I mean, they just got rid of the Godzilla one, so if you missed that, you missed that. But they added like a Dredge crossover, which I'm disappointed in myself for not nominating Dredge, even though it wouldn't have stayed. Uh, yeah, that one's just a really really satisfying gameplay loop of like, okay, you're diving during the day, capturing fish, and then at night you're running a sushi bar, and it's just really satisfying. And maybe you get bored with one side and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to focus on running the sushi bar, hiring people to help. Oh, now we're going to serve drinks, and it keeps itself interesting way longer than it does. I'd say the one thing going against Dave the Diver is the story stuff with the mermaid people. It's just like, I don't need this. I don't, there's random boss fights. You're like, what are we doing here? Just let me capture fish. I'm not trying to. And maybe Stardew Valley has that stuff, and I haven't played too much into it, but Uh, Slay the Princess, I think, is a very good narrative game. I was split between nominating this and Norco. I think Slay the Princess is just a fun little, like, it does so much with so little. The game only has it's either 3 or 4 locations that you're visiting. It's a time loop. It's a very satisfying time loop where the characters change based on the decisions you make. And there's so many decision trees. Like, if you've seen the visualization of the decision tree on this, it's crazy. And it's a game with a lot of replayability, surprisingly. Uh, that talks a lot of it's about like, meaning and like what we get from one another out of relationships. Do I have
And
to
you had an episode about it, right? I think you had some people who worked on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so it was developed by a couple. Uh, the husband was a lot of the narration, like a lot of the story and narration, and then the wife of the team, she did a lot of the art, and they've pretty successful. I mean, it's got its following, and they've actually, I mean, I think they said it on the episode. They've been approached by no, they've said it on internet multiple times that like they've been approached about it being optioned, but everyone's got bad takes on it. I think it's one of those games that already has a following, and just like Little Gator Game that you guys took out back and shot in
You
the
made
head.
me. You made me do that.
I don't think I need to introduce Baldur's Gate 3, do I, guys?
No.
No.
What about a bear? Some sexy bear.
Yes.
Mm. Josh, you want to talk about Signalis?
Yeah, so Signalis is a top down Nick, what would you call it? It's not technically a top down, but it's also not.
It's got that isometric, like, kinda like it's in the corner of the room watching
Yeah.
you top down. It's very much Silent Hill coded. It's sci-fi. It's got its following because people like the robot lady. It's just a game that plays with the rules that you know of survival horror, and then the deeper into the game you get, it starts to break those rules, and it's really interesting from that standpoint, and just a really trippy experience. One of the scariest games I've played in a
Oh
while.
yeah, it's pretty good. But I don't think it's game of the year good. Or game of the decade. I'm sorry, game of the
Well, it's
decade.
not game of the year. It's certainly not game of the decade.
Sorry, my nights are becoming mixed in. I don't think I've slept at all in the past 72 hours.
All right, Signalis, we'll get rid of you. On that same breath, I'd be okay with getting rid of Frostpunk 2. The thing I like about Frostpunk 2 is that it completely changes how everything works. I went into it thinking, oh, it's just going to be Frostpunk 1. And they retooled a bunch of systems. And I thought I was going to hate it, but I really enjoyed it. And I just love, yeah, I love steampunk type situations where people are dying in the cold. I like people freezing to death. Sicko.
I'm upset that you couldn't engage the child labor or disengage the child labor laws like you could in the first one.
Eh, we'll vote on there, and there's democracy in this one. Just to call back to democracy being broken.
By the way, just an update. We are 10 away.
10 away. We're getting close.
Okay.
All right, I'm getting rid of Frostpunk too.
I have another suggestion.
Oh, what you got?
Well, as much as the investigation mechanics were really cool, it feels weird to get rid of RE8 and keep Alan Wake 2. I feel like horror wise, like Resident Evil 8 has a bigger footprint. So if that didn't make the cut, but Alan Wake 2 does, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well,
Well,
and I
Alan Wake
think
2 is better.
Yes.
Pish posh.
I think the thing about Remedy with the whole Control universe is that the most
Yeah.
interesting thing in the Control universe is probably Control, right?
Well, I
Which we
mean,
maybe should have added because that came out August of 2019.
I
No,
mean,
they know that's like 10 years in gaming. Come on.
I mean, I think between Quantum Break and Control, those two are yeah, I'd love to see more of them.
Quantum Break's the
And
best. What can I say?
agree. And
I'm a
I
sicko.
think it's Alan Wake 2 should stay in there because not only were they able to tie in the FBC into it, but they then added on to it.
Okay.
And they really they absorbed what they were. They're like, yeah, we originally went Alan Wake to be an open world game. We failed. We ended up making it very secluded. And the last chapter of the main story very much shows that hey, we were too lazy to delete everything, so we're just gonna make it as open worldy as possible. And then I think with Alan Wake 2, like, you know what? Yeah, we did that. We're just gonna go ahead and stick to our guns, and we're just gonna keep it that way. But they turned it and they did what Alan Wake 1 should have been and made it more horror like. I don't feel like Alan Wake 1 wasn't so scary. It was just more like actiony. Where at this, I'm like, yeah, it's truly terrifying because I'm in the woods in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden I'm being swarmed by a pack of taken wolves, or all of a sudden this guy is popping out of the buoy and he's gonna fucking gut me.
Yeah, it had a better element of like tension and genuine terror.
Yeah, and even though everybody was so against having Saga as another character, she was a fantastic protagonist on top of Alan.
I like her investigating. Her investigating's good.
I
I
mean,
like
yeah, I
the
mean,
connecting
yeah, I
stuff.
like the connecting, and I like the being able to go into the psyche of the characters she's looking into, and not just like oh, this is what I think they're thinking. It's no, she actually is jumping into their psyche.
Yeah.
Guys, there's one giant piece of shit at the bottom of this list that we haven't even talked about.
Psychonauts 2.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
What the fuck? I'm gonna leave the Zoom. You're joking, right?
Wait, which part?
I'm
Well,
just
I mean,
I'm,
honestly, both.
I can't do the From Software. I'm just not any good at them. I
That's
get
not
the
their
appeal.
fault.
I get it's not their fault. It's me. It's a me thing. It's a me thing. I wanted to bring it up because we hadn't talked about Elden Ring at all. Helldivers 2, is that going to stand the test of time?
No.
I think Fall Guys is the better party game.
Well, you can play with more of your friends with Fall Guys. You can only play up to 3 friends with Helldivers.
And the fact that it brought up stupid arguments about what's the movie that's essentially the same thing?
Starship Troopers.
Well, it made more people watch it, but it like brought up the stupid people that don't understand that Starship Troopers is a satire. They're like, hoorah!
Yeah, they unironically love the troopers.
That's the RTS, right? I love.
Maybe the best example of having someone who doesn't care about the point of the source material make the movie, because I think the book is like unironically fascist.
Yeah, that's not aged well.
All right, Helldivers.
I don't think that started well.
Yeah.
Getting rid of Helldivers 2. Super Mario Wonder. It's a 2D Mario where you eat mushrooms and Mario goes on an acid trip. But is it top 20?
My brain wants to compare this to Sonic Frontiers, which is weird because they're very different genres, but it's like Sonic versus Mario, the mascot platformer. And I think going forward, Sonic Frontiers did more for Sonic than Wonder did for Mario. So I say keep Frontiers and axe Wonder. Even though it's a great game. You got to get rid of great games at this point.
I'll agree with that just for the amount of people it will piss off.
Which one? We're
That's
deleting
good for engagement.
We're doing Wonder.
We're deleting Wonder. Anybody got a coin?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Mike's
all
got
right.
one.
All right. Mike's got a coin. Matt, pick a game.
Oh shit.
Any game?
Pick any game.
Inscription.
No. What are you
Jeremy,
doing?
Jeremy, pick a game.
Inscription.
Different game.
I love Inscription. I don't like this. I feel like you're gonna just get rid of one based on a freaking coin flip.
That's exactly what he's doing. So pick one of his games.
Chaos.
I mean, I want to pick Clair Obscure just to render this whole list. I'm just saying, if he's gonna pull this bullshit this late in the game,
Unbolded.
I kind of want to take the plane down with me.
Well, if he's gonna do what? If he's gonna pick.
Wait a minute! I didn't realize you could. I didn't realize you could pick a bolded game.
No, unbolded. Pick an unbolded.
Oh,
game.
unbolded.
Yeah.
Okay,
pick one that's gonna hurt Matt. He likes Sonic Frontiers. He likes Cyberpunk.
I'm gonna say Psychonauts, another game I tried today. Really cool game, amazing Tim Burton aesthetic. I think I'm gonna love it, but I feel like it's not gonna be game of the decade. So I'll say Psychonauts 2 versus Inscription.
You don't want to try and take Matt down, take one of Matt's games down.
I said what I said. Psychonauts 2. I stand by it.
All right, Mike. Heads is Inscription. Heads is Inscription. Tails is Psychonauts 2.
Wait. What's the result of the coin? Do they stay or do they go?
Whichever one you get dies.
Okay. So Heads, Inscription, Tails, Psychonauts.
Tails.
Psychonauts.
Psychonauts is gone.
That was the right call, though. Inscription's a better game.
The best thing about Psychonauts is the documentary. The documentary series is really good. Go watch it. Josh, what's that bring us down to? What's our count?
That's 27. So 7 more to go.
7 more games, gentlemen. We're almost there.
Balatro.
Yep.
Bays.
Did you call it Bays?
What? It stays.
What? No, it's a fad right now. It's not going to stand the test of time.
It absolutely will.
I think it will.
Inscription's
Mike, get in here.
Inscription's also a card game, technically.
Balatro's more timeless.
Inscription's doing like a meta thing about card games and the communities around card games and the rules.
I said what I said.
You also compared a game to GTA 6 that had no business being compared.
I mean, if the goal is what's also accessible, I think that's Balatro as well.
Yeah.
Balatro's gameplay you could play for the next freaking 20 years. Inscription is an amazing, mind-breaking, meta-shattering narrative that I played all the way through and will not go back to. So I love Inscription, but Balatro's the better game.
Why don't we just get rid of both
I feel there's 2 very solid card games on this list currently.
We'll get rid of both of them and keep Marvel Snap. Serious. I'm not being a dick. I really think that's of the 3, that's the best. Game.
That's more accessible.
All right.
Yeah.
The chat is struggling. So as the chaos director, I'm going to fall on the knife, keep the chaos going. I will kill Slay the Princess. It is my most A24 game on this list.
It was Slay the Princess.
I'm going to slay the princess as it was foretold. But it will come at a cost. It'll come at a cost. It'll come at a cost. The 4 of you must agree on the next game to kill. Go.
It's gonna slow us down.
Okay, I'll
Uh,
just sacrifice one of mine. Get rid of Citizen Sleeper.
but tell us why you like it though, because I don't know that one. Just in like a sentence.
Okay, it's hard to describe in a sentence, but basically, it's essentially a visual novel
Okay.
RPG, but like all of the mechanics, like you have dice that you roll, like it rolls dice at the beginning of the day, and you get your values, and then you have to choose what you place those values into. So you'll get
Mm,
you'll start the day, you'll roll your dice, you'll have like a 1, a 4, a 6, and then you gotta choose what activity you wanna do, and then you gotta pick what value do I wanna put in this activity. Do I want the highest chance? Do I wanna take my odds? And that'll affect what happens, and it's a great story. I played it every night before bed, and I binged the whole thing. It was like reading like a really good book. Will it stand the test of time? Maybe, but if it gets us down to 20 quicker, just get rid of it.
yeah, it feels cool, but I feel like people are gonna talk about Disco Elysium for the same reasons, and that one,
Oh,
yeah.
I can't get into Disco Elysium. Are you guys all in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that was one I was pulling for, but the rules were I couldn't say anything, so fuck me.
I think we should get rid of Hades while we're at it and Dave the Diver.
Oof.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm
Oof.
joking because
Are
we're
you
going after
high?
mixed counts.
Are you
Oh,
high, sir?
oh.
That was totally a joke. I actually
Trying to
like Dave
upset the
Diver.
Kaufman.
Are
Yeah.
the only
Ghost
two we
of
have?
Ghost of Tsushima. Is that like it's Sucker Punch? I think they've had better games, like the Sly Cooper games, the superhero games that I'm forgetting the name of, but it is a better
Infamous.
game.
Infamous.
Infamous. There it is.
Open world tense swordplay. Elden Ring's better. Keep Elden Ring and kill ghosts. Or Ghost, I mean.
Yeah, I think that'd be the way.
And again, cool game. Elden Ring's better.
Plague Tale Requiem.
It feels weird that it's still here. Not that it's a bad game, but it's
the
not.
one
It's
with
a small game.
It's the one with the rats, right?
Yeah.
How is this here and War Rats is not here?
Wait, isn't A Plague Tale just the sequel to A Plague Tale?
It is a sequel, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But it's during the Black Plague, right? And you're just trying to avoid the rats and avoid the plague.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
character driven. It's on Game Pass. This is the one I downloaded but didn't get a chance to try.
Timely ass shit. I say we get rid of it if everyone else is okay with that.
I already have it set to ignoring Steam.
Mike has spoken.
All right, we're getting close. Josh is counting. Josh, give us the count.
23.
We gotta delete 3 more.
UFO 50 is a mini game collection, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of what UFO 50 would be dependent on is like a lot of those being bangers. I feel like maybe like, but the case could be like you play that and you get like the one game you like in it, and then you're
I
kind
think
like-
that I think you can get rid of it just on the basis of it's a gimmick.
Right.
yeah. All right, UFO 50 is gone. All right, let me recap for everybody. That'll give everyone time to think about what feels weird here. We've got Claire Obscura, Cruisin' Blast, Marvel Snap, Blueprints, Vampire Survivors, Hades, Dave the Diver, Baldur's Gate 3, Inscription, Alan Wake 2, Balatro, Split Fiction, Cyberpunk 2077, Tears of the Kingdom, Sonic Frontiers, Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Call of the Sea, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Elden Ring, F-099, and Fall Guys. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bold one because I am an agent of chaos and Little Gator Game was taken from me. I'm going to bold Split Fiction.
I mean, I think you probably
Yeah.
could have not done that because it's probably going to stay. I'm just
Bought you a tombstone that said Little Gator Game. Would you put it in your backyard?
Yeah, I would. I actually would.
I mean, if anything, at this point, you bolding things is in fact painting a target on them, I think, to certain people.
As the agent of chaos, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so we need to kill 3 more, gentlemen. Or is it 2 more now?
2 more.
2 more.
I'm gonna talk out of my ass and say Call of the Sea feels weird that's still here because I've never heard of it.
I'm gonna check it out after this, but I also know nothing about it.
I just think that we're getting to the realm of games that have impacted the industry and the culture, and I don't know that that makes the cut.
Call of the Sea.
Who added it?
I added it, but I said earlier I'm not
Yeah,
married
see,
to it.
if Daddy wants to get rid of it, we get rid of it.
All right, Poppy said it go. All right, 1 more. 1 more has to go. And it should be Inscription, right?
Personally, I think either Inscription or Indiana Jones.
The Indiana Jones one, it's a really immersive first-person Indiana Jones adventure. Take the brand completely out of it.
And it's an incredible Nazi punching simulator. Very timely.
We need that right now. I'm not saying we
very
don't need
timely.
that right now.
Very timely for the decade.
But does it push the industry forward? Are people going to be talking about it in 10 years? I
think they
so.
will. I honestly
Really?
think they
Okay.
will.
Okay.
Because there's not much else positive to say about Indiana Jones outside of those first 3 movies and this game.
And we're not touching Black.
First 3 movies is generous.
I know. I know. I knew I was towing a line there.
Okay, and so we're still not touching bolded ones?
Bolded ones are safe.
Okay.
Well, technically, the green one's not.
I
part of the
don't think
bolded, right?
I don't think you need Vampire Survivors and Hades.
Ooh, hot take, but I kind of agree. I can
And
see
I
what you're
think
saying.
if you do one, I think it would have to be Hades because Hades kickstarted the roguelike fad.
I was gonna say you keep Vampire Survivors because the gameplay is more timeless.
Vampire Survivors is a better game, but would it exist without Hades? Would people care without Hades?
Well, that's just did
I
Hades really
mean,
start
I
the roguelike
care about
thing?
it without Hades.
That guy does.
I mean, because Vampire Survivors wasn't even the first game to do that run based, like, no button pressing, right? It was just the first one to catch on, right?
Yeah.
First one to master it, I would argue.
Yeah.
But like
Listen,
every other game now is like a roguelike, and it's because of Hades.
Are there
And
any
then
ones here that it's like it's weird that it's gonna be on the list and other ones won't be? Like Theater Rhythm, I know those games. Like that's the RPG music one, right?
I mean, I'm still upset over Sonic Frontiers being here, but
Yeah.
But me and Matt stopped you dead in your tracks.
I mean, Sonic Frontiers I didn't know existed until this, and that feels weird for a Sonic game.
That seems like a you issue.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
It's also a JMO issue on a certain level.
Because I didn't talk to you about it.
Yeah.
I mean, do we stop splitting hairs on these two and maybe move down and look at Fall Guys and F-Zero 99 and just kill one of them where they stand?
Yeah.
F-Zero 99, I think, was fine to hang this long, but it doesn't have the importance of Fall Guys.
Yeah, it made 21. Well, and that's just how Nintendo feels about F-Zero in general.
Yeah.
So I put them in Smash. You want another racing game? Fuck off. Maybe we'll give you a 99. All right. We made it to 20. We made it to 20. And as the agent of chaos, Jeremy, lock something into the 20 spot.
Lock something in the 20 spot. Ooh,
Lock
Elden
something
Ring.
into the 20 spot.
Duh, Elden Ring all day.
God damn it.
I genuinely don't understand what your fucking problem is. That game is.
Wait.
But you've locked it into last place.
Yeah, I know.
Wait. Did I misunderstand? No.
It's in last place now.
It's too late. He
Lock
said
it
do
into the top 20. It's now in the top 20. It could be
There's
number
only
1.
20 left.
There's
There's
only
only
20
20 left. You've locked it into number 20.
Oh.
Which means Theater Rhythm is better.
It's flawless logic.
He did.
Wait, are you actually holding me to that?
Yeah.
God damn it. God damn it.
Chaos. Matt, put something at 19.
Um,
Yeah, Blueprints is better than Elden Ring. Okay.
Yes.
I'll put Blueprints because it shouldn't be higher than 20.
So wrong.
I'm just pleased that that's on here after was it number 3 on disappointments?
Yeah, it was number 3. It should have been number 1. You know what? By the end of the year, it'll circle back. We're still doing that. We're still doing that category at the end, by the way. We're doing that, and then we're deciding what the best expedition is in Clerics Obscura.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that at the end of the year.
Mike, lock something in at number 18.
Marvel Snap.
Oh God.
Marvel Snap.
balls.
Better,
This
better
balls,
than Elden
Mike.
Ring. Better than Elden Ring.
This is the most fun way to do this. I love this. I love this.
Total integrity.
This is the best integrity ever. Josh, lock something in at 17.
I think I'll go with a Final Bar Line.
You monster.
It's better than Elden Ring.
What have I done?
And then for 16, I will lock something. I will lock in Fall Guys. All right. So now we have to decide the rest of these. But those bottom 5 are locked.
I don't hate Indiana Jones right where it's at 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I agree. Let's put it there. Anyone got any heavy favorites for number 1?
Cruising.
Cruising Blast is up there.
I'm not even, at this point, I'm not kidding. I'm
Me
fighting
neither.
for that at number 1.
I would actually be okay with that as well.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You got to look at a game for its thesis. What was it trying to accomplish, and how much did it accomplish that goal?
It was trying to make you cruise and have a blast doing it.
100%.
Cruising.
Mission accomplished. Hang the banner.
We should just lock it in at number 1 now, if I'm being honest.
You know what? I'm not opposed. Oh no.
Oh, guys.
Saboteur! Where'd it go? Oh, hold on. I goofed it up.
What is happening here?
I don't know. My computer.
Hit the undo button.
My computer is not like whatever I just did.
The ghost of Tsushima.
It's like you killed me. Oh, of course, number 1's gonna do that all auto indent thing. Whatever. We'll fix that later. All right, so everyone else is battling out for 2.
Oh, we're going back down now?
I think we're just jumping around.
Let's just go back to 14.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, that seems better.
I think Sonic Frontiers is the most 14-ass game I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, it's janky.
It's better. It's better than Elden Ring at least.
This way, everything's better than Elden Ring.
Can you guys take my name off this episode? I don't want anyone figuring out this was my fault.
Nope,
we're definitely gonna pick you as the first guest.
Your links are going into the show notes, especially and where you placed things.
And my address, social security, list of fears.
Yes.
You cannot back down from this after the arguments you've made about Zelda 2.
Good game.
I'm just glad Sonic Frontiers is in the top 20. The fact it's even better than Elden Ring is a bonus.
Let's get Dave the Diver down here next. Come on.
Down to 13. I agree with it. It's got its issues. Again, the mermaid people have no place in that game. I'm not saying they should be kicked out of the sea. I'm just saying that I wanted to fish. I just wanted to fish. Animal Crossing New Horizons feels like a safe 12, right?
I think that should be top 10.
You think that should be top 10?
I do.
Okay, so 12 and 11. We got to round out the 20 here.
Alan Wake 2 does not belong in the top 10.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 in the 12 spot.
As Matt would say, it's better than Elden Ring. So
I would suggest
that was Blueprints.
No, not according to this. No.
According to this, Blueprints is better than Elden Ring.
Yep.
Exactly. Yes.
I would suggest for 11th, it's gotten a long ways, but I think as a reflection of its rocky start, I'd say Cyberpunk at 11.
I think you can slot that in the top 10.
All right.
Because
I think you
honestly,
can. I think you can slot that into a 9 or a 10.
if I were gonna do an 11, like if I were doing an 11, I'm looking at one of these card games.
Okay, that's fair.
Balatro.
See,
I'd go
The thing-
Or
Inscription.
Inscription. Do Inscription. Inscription shouldn't be in the top 10.
The thing that I get caught up on with Balatro, the reason that like I wouldn't put Balatro any higher than 5 is because I think it leans on the addiction side of things. Like I don't agree with the game being labeled as gambling like it was in some countries, but it does kind of like play with some things, with some addiction kind of things.
Oh, it
I'm
hits
like,
the
"Eh,
endorphins.
Did you assholes delete Wordle while I was in the bathroom?
Yeah, it has J's in it. I had to delete it.
yeah, that was a chaos moment."
I just realized Wordle was gone.
You guys know the meme of like the soldier standing over the sleeping child, and he's T-posed and he's got all the knives in his back. That's been me this entire debate.
I would say that was Wordle over Indiana Jones. What that was.
He you know what? He saw a technicality and he fucking took it, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud. I would have done this.
I wildcarded the wild card.
He saw chaos and he turned the mirror back on chaos. And
I
love him
killed
for it.
chaos. Just like Final Fantasy.
just like Hades.
So how about
All right.
Balatro at number 10 then? Right above
Balatro at number 10, we think.
Yeah.
Let's recap what we have here real quick. Just because I feel like I haven't recapped in a little bit for people who are listening instead of watching, which I don't know why. Look at all these wonderful faces. In 20th, we've had Elden Ring. We're also Mike with the dark joke. At 20, we have Elden Ring. At 19, we have Blueprints. At 18, we have Marvel Snap. 17, we have Theater Rhythm, Final Bar Line. At 18, we have Fall Guys. 15, we have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. 14, we have Sonic Frontiers. At 13, we have Dave the Diver. At 12, we have Alan Wake 2. At 11, we have Inscription. 10, we have Balatro. And then unranked so far, we have Animal Crossing New Horizons, Tears of the Kingdom, Cyberpunk 2077, Baldur's Gate 3, Hades, Vampire Survivors, Claire Obscure, and Split Fiction. And then in number 1 is Cruisin' Blast. Cruisin'. All right, I don't want to get too ahead. I think Claire Obscure can be like 9 or 8.
I think 9. I think it's too new.
It's can't too new. Like we need to be removed from it a little bit. See if like we come back down and we're like, oh, you know what? Charlie Cox is kind of an asshole. I know
the episode's running long, but I just want to say I feel like it's Tears of the Kingdom and then Claire Obscure, because Tears of the Kingdom, as much as people love it, it has this asterisk next to it. Claire Obscure, I've heard nothing but good things, and I've experienced nothing but good things.
I like that.
It'll come. It's too new. It'll come.
Okay.
It comes for every game.
Having been being a little further in Claire Obscure myself, I'm starting to see some of the cracks.
Okay.
Again, I haven't finished it. I'm towards the end, but they do start to present themselves a little bit.
All right.
I still think
Claire Obscure at number 9.
Next, then still, they should still be adjacent to each other.
Okay, so how about Tears at 8?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. But I'm also looking at Split Fiction and thinking Split Fiction might be an 8. Because that's another one that's like very
new.
You're still pretty fresh off of it. That guy, the head.
I do think you could put Split Fiction above Tears of the Kingdom. Just because of like the whole you must play this in split screen co-op is such an innovative, fresh idea.
Well, not only that, but I think that, hey, you want to play with somebody or you have to play with somebody, we're going to give you a free copy to send to that person. No matter what they play on, you can still play with them.
That's a baller move. I think that deserves to be rewarded.
Yeah.
And they play with the formatting too. Like there's some moments where you're doing
the
things.
Final, I don't know if anybody else beat like the final level of that game. Me and my friend were like, how is this technically possible?
It's really good.
So good.
Yeah, yeah, when the stuff starts stuff starts to get crazy, and you're like, "Wait a minute, hold on." And you do it, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't think I could have done that." And it's really cool.
So tiers at 8 and split at 7. That's what I'm
I'm
hearing.
I'm not opposed. I mean,
Yeah.
is Animal I think you guys are gonna push for Animal Crossing in the top 5. Uh, looking at Vampire Survivors and Hades, are either of those in top 5?
I don't think they both should be.
I would back that. I'd back Matt on that.
I think Vamp's kinda down a little bit, and
Mm.
Hades is like the granddad that's, like, showing Vampire Survivors the way? I don't know. That's what I have you guys here for.
I think maybe you put Vamp at 8.
Okay. I don't
Are
hate
we
that.
are we Gucci on this? We're good? Vampires at 8? We're letting the vampires in at 8? Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Man, everyone's fighting for that number 2 spot. We got Hades, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Split Fiction, Tears of the Kingdom, and Animal Crossing: New Horizons that still need a number.
I think you go Tears next.
Tears
Yeah.
at 7, Split Fiction at 6.
Seconded.
It's just it's crazy because I had to bold Split Fiction to get it here. I believed in it the whole way, and you guys didn't.
I think it would have gotten here regardless.
Why are we
No,
arguing
no.
like it matters when Elden Ring got accidentally put at 20 because I'm an idiot?
That's
No,
not an
that's-
accident there.
I'm-
It's the
I'm
place
looking-
it earned.
I'm looking at this list going, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a pretty good
Really?
list. It's a pretty
I
good
mean,
list.
I'm
Jeremy, you
thinking,
got us off to a
would
great
I
start.
rather play Sonic Frontiers or Elden Ring? The answer's
Elden Ring.
obvious.
Definitely Elden Ring. But
Sonic
I'll shut up.
Frontiers.
I'm slowing it down. I'll shut up.
Oh man, I have to edit all this, you bastards.
Just number the
Hades
rest.
next. Hades is next, right?
Hades
Yeah.
at the 5.
Yeah.
Is Hades? Has anyone here played Hades 2? I know it's
No.
early access right now.
I'm probably just gonna wait until it's full release.
That's what I did with Hades 1, so I'm waiting for Hades 2 to get that date.
I'm not
All right.
gonna lie. I think this is the order. Just the order it's in
Fine.
now.
I agree.
Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate
it's not
3,
bad.
Cyberpunk, Animal Crossing at 4. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue it. I do like that order. Oh no, it's doing the thing. Stop auto indenting.
I also want to
maybe.
thank Matt for being here because I know that Mike and I are both real juicing right now at Cruisin' Blast, somehow taking this whole damn thing.
I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself.
That is a game that it was like, well, I'm not going to suggest this because it's just big. Well, why'd you do that? So,
Matt, we're gonna do a filler episode for Cruisin' Blast, and you got to come on because that game.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's a date.
Is this on Steam? Because again, I'm buying anything that's in my Steam cart tonight.
No, Nintendo Switch only.
Didn't they help I
No.
thought they helped finance it. Yeah.
Damn it. Maybe I'll just watch someone stream it tonight.
Don't you have a Switch?
I do, but I don't want to put my card in it.
Oh,
I'm too lazy. Can I just move it? No, it's too. Damn it.
You should be able
I
to
gotta
cut it
retype
and
all of
paste it.
these. Oh, let me
Somehow-
retype all these.
somehow Cruisin' Blast is $30. That's pretty greedy for what that game is.
I mean, it is $20 like for physical copies. It looks like.
Right? Yeah.
Look, I can back Nintendo wanting $80 for Mario Kart World. I cannot back them for wanting $30 for Cruisin'. Cruisin'.
Yeah, but like
Look,
Best Buy
it's-
wants $20 for it. So
It's worth at least 15 just for the song.
I can get it for free off YouTube, right? Or
what
are
if
they
I
gonna-
told you you have the ability to race as a shark with a laser?
You have my undivided attention.
You can race as a helicopter. You can street race as a helicopter.
Jesus, what a fucking list. All right, let's recap this real quick. We have lost Jeremy. Jeremy has stepped out. He's back. We're going to do one more recap. We're going to have everybody plug their stuff, and we're going to get the hell out of here because this is the longest episode in Smashing Game Time history. I want to congratulate everybody for being here on that. So this is game of the decade so far for the 2020s. Remember, this is final. No other list can change any of this. And we have Jeremy to thank for number 20, Elden Ring. At number 19, we have Blueprints somehow. At 18, we have Marvel Snap. It's here. It's still here, folks. At 17, we have Theater Rhythm, Final Bar Line. At 16, we have Fall Guys. 15, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. 14, Sonic Frontiers. 13, Dave the Diver. 12, Alan Wake 2. 11, Inscription. 10, Balatro. 9, Claire Obscure. 8, Vampire Survivors. 7, Tears of the Kingdom. 6, Split Fiction. 5, Hades. 4, Animal Crossing New Horizons. 3, Cyberpunk 2077. 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and 1, Cruise and Blast. I don't think we said a word about Baldur's Gate this entire episode, by the way.
I don't think you have to,
No.
frankly.
No,
We've
it's
heard
just-
about you and your bear romances. We don't need to say anything more than that.
we saw you with the bear. We saw you.
We saw
Guys,
it
we
all.
did it. We reached the end. I want to thank Mike, Jeremy, and Matt for coming on. Guys, please don't all shove into the front of the line at first. But plug your stuff away. Whoever wants to go first. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Mike. He's been the funniest guy all night.
Yeah, so you can find me and JMO at the old SwitchAroo. That's SwitchAroo, where we are covering everything available on Nintendo Classics. We're on wherever you get podcasts. We're on YouTube. Our website, theoldswitcharoo.com. You can get where we are on all the social media from there. Join our Discord. Come check out a whole bunch of games that some of which are the games of their decades, and a lot of them aren't.
Well said, Mike. Thanks for having us, guys. This was so much fun. And Matt, wonderful to meet you. This has been really fun.
Oh, I'm so
And
happy
Matt,
for
where
Cruise and
can
Blast.
the people find your shenanigans?
Okay. You can follow my backlog shenanigans on my Substack, Certified Fresh. You can follow me on Twitch at RealMFresh, and you can listen to me and Nick discuss dad movies on our podcast Stand and Watch, which is available wherever you get your podcast. It is Steve Buscemi's favorite podcast. It says it in our banner, so it must be true. And it's Neil deGrasse Tyson's least favorite. So that's how you know it's good.
Neil just doesn't know a good time. He doesn't know how to take a good time for face value.
He's tricky to interact with.
Very. And you can find me and Josh in the typical spots, smashinggametime.com, on the socials, where whatever social media is still around by the time you're hearing this. And yeah, it's been the show, everyone. This has been a lot of fun. We're closing out GOTYSO 2025 on a high mark. Maybe we'll bring you guys back for stuff at GOTY at the end of the year. Catch up with everybody. We won't do a big long one like this. We'll just have people on for like random categories. That'll be fun. But we're gonna get out of here. It's late. Everyone needs to go to bed. It's sleepy night time. Everyone, this has been Smashing Game Time. Hope you had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.